But let's get it here. Big game today, and we are on. Hey guys, how you going today on BKR Sport? We are live as the Penrith Panthers are going to be taking on the Canterbury Bulldogs in a game that, look, maybe 6 weeks ago, you would have been thinking, well, this is going to be an absolute fizzler. You know, the Dogs are on top of the table. You know, the Panthers were probably bottom of the table at that point. But obviously, they've changed their season around. They've really turned it around here and made it competitive for the Panthers. They have actually put themselves into the top 8 and are one of the very few teams that don't have a damn well fraud alert or a damn well scam on them, right? So this is actually going to potentially be game of the round here because the Panthers are in form, the Dogs are on top of the table, and yeah, no, we could be well and truly on here. We could be well and truly on for an absolute belter. So guys, obviously hit that thumbs up button, subscribe if you're new around here. Yes, we are in a very different position today. Well, not that you can actually... Well, you can't see. I can show you. Well, so this is my view today. We've got here in Huahin. I'm on a balcony outside. It's so much better, and I hope the wind isn't too. Bad. Hold on, let me push that one up there. But let's go through these two team lineups. So like I said, hit that thumbs up button and subscription. So the Penrith Panthers, they come to this game from 8th position. The Bulldogs come to this game from 1st position. And this at CommBank Stadium in Sydney. Now the ins here for the Panthers, Brian To'o, Dylan Edwards, Isaiah Yeo, Liam Martin and Nathan Cleary, with the outs being Dane Laurie, Jack Cole, Matty Eisenhuth, Scott Sorensen and Trent To'olau. So all 5 of their Origin stars are back here for the Panthers. And the same thing goes for the Bulldogs, man. So that's why it's going to be an absolute belter of a matchup, because both these teams are full strength and they shouldn't have any excuses. There should be no excuses in this game. Now the fullback is Dylan Edwards, with the wingers being Thomas Jenkins and Brian To'o, centers of Isaac Tungo and Casey McLean. You go to the 5'8", which is Blaze Talungi. Halfback Nathan Cleary, who is the captain. Front row forwards of Moses Leota and Lindsay Smith, with Mitch Kenny as the number 9. Back row is Liam Martin and Luke Garner, with Isaiah Yeo as the lock. And then you go to the interchange is Isaiah Papali'i, Brad Schneider, Liam Henry, Luron Patea, and then Paul Adamotti is the 18th man replacement, Ivan Cleary as the coach. So, look, very strong Panthers lineup here. Obviously, Thomas Jenkins has actually been having a really good year for the Panthers here on that wing. Normally, you'd probably pinpoint him and say, well, this isn't the same star-studded backline that you would have expected from the Panthers in previous years. But, you know, this backline has been really coming up clutch these last couple of weeks. You know, if you go back through the Panthers' run of form coming to this game, I'm just going to quickly grab it up here. Still 15 minutes to go until we get kick-off, guys. They obviously beat the Warriors last week with pretty much all of their team out, 28-18 over there in Auckland. Had a bye, beat the Tigers 18-14, beat the Eels 18-10. Come up against the Knights and lost 25-6, and I think that was the week before State of Origin, so you can kind of give that one a little bit of a forgiving. They had the bye, and then there was that 30-30 draw with the Cowboys, but the week before that was when they beat the Broncos 32-8, which is kind of what kick-started their season. Oh, actually, maybe not. Yeah, I would say it probably did. Like, the game against the Roosters in round 7 when they won 40-12 didn't necessarily kind of change around their fortunes, in my opinion, because next week they did lose 26-10 to Manly. And Manly, they're fraud, mate. They're Manly. They are fraudsters. They are fraud of the sters. Absolute fraudsters, the Manly Eagles. So, when they went and beat the Broncos 32-8, that kind of got them kick-started. And since then, the only time they've lost is that game of the Knights when they had all their players out. And just got absolutely whooped there. So, look, this is going to be a massive test for them. This is going to be their biggest test that they've had in, well, to be fair, last week was their massive test here, the Panthers. Truly, last week was their massive test, and they came through it because they had 5 players out for State of Origin, went over to New Zealand, who were fighting for 2nd position at the time. They are in 3rd. No, now they're 4th. You know, that was a huge game for them to win, so it really does show the tenacity that the Panthers still do have. And it's kind of feeling like right this very moment that the Panthers gave everyone a head start. They've won 4 premierships in a row. They've been in 5 grand finals in a row. It's kind of given that vibe right now that they have allowed everybody to kind of get that head start, allowed everybody to kind of just really run amok in the early part of the season, and it was too easy for them previous years, and now they're just going to try and chase them down. So let's see how that goes today, because if they win this game today, I think people are going to start to shit themselves. I think people will start to shit yourself that the Panthers might go and win 5 in a row if they go and win this game here today. Now, for the Bulldogs, on the other hand, Kurt Mann, Matt Burton, Maxi King, and Stephen Crichton are in, with the outs being Blake Taff, Blake Wilson, Jake Turpin, and Lipoi Hopoi. You go to the fullback, which is Connor Tracy, with the wingers Jacob Kiraz and Marcelo Montoya, centres of Bronson Seri and Stephen Crichton, who is the captain. You go to the 5'8", which is Matt Burton, the halfback Toby Sexton to sound, get around him, with the front rowers being Max King and Daniel Saluka Fafita. Number number 9 is Reid Marnie. You go to the back row, Viliami Kikau and Jacob Preston, with the 13 being Bailey Hayward. Then you go to the interchange, Kurt Mann, Harry Hayes, Josh Curran and Lachlan Galvin, with the 18th man replacement being Curtis Morin and obviously the coach is Cameron Ciraldo. Interesting to see that Galvin is still playing as that 17 there. They are keeping Toby Sexton alongside Matt Burton. Obviously, something's going to have to give at some point. Like this, I just simply don't see Galvin riding the bench for the next however many years that he's at the club. So something's got to give at some point. But I do like this from the Dogs, that they are at least maintaining the consistency with the team that got them into the first position. Because usually the amount of changes we've seen from the Dogs, one in the media, but also two in regards to Galvin coming in and whatnot, and with Reid Marnie apparently leaving, you don't usually hear this from a team at the top of the table. You do not usually hear this amount of media shenanigans at this point of the table, man. So, yeah, look, it's interesting that the Dogs are as loud as they are currently with their team, but ultimately there's a reason why they are in first position on the table. This will be a test for them. I know the Panthers have not been great this year, but this is not the same Panthers team that was in round 1, 2, 3, 4, who were, maybe not round 1 because they beat the Sharks in round 1 in Vegas, but outside of that, this is not the same Panthers that struggled at the beginning of the year. This is a completely different team that has really kind of fought their way back into it. So this will be a big test here for the Dogs, especially considering it is at CommBank Stadium, which is actually neither of these two teams' home ground. So it's the Panthers' home ground this year. It's just that Penrith Stadium is currently being rebuilt. So that's why the Panthers have been hosting their games at CommBank. So who do I tip here? I don't know. I get a bit of a vibe the Panthers might get up, eh? Like the Dogs should absolutely be favourites, and the Dogs realistically should win this game. But I don't know. I just feel like there's a significant momentum with Panthers right now. And just to be clear, I don't believe the Panthers win the comp this year. I know what they're doing. I know how good they've looked in the last couple of weeks. They could easily go and lose this game. The Bulldogs could easily come and whoop them. Like the way the Bulldogs have been playing across this year has been phenomenal. So not that they are a perfect team, the Bulldogs. They've definitely still got a lot of things that you look at and go, oh, you need to be better in this area. You've got to be better maybe in the front row forwards, these kind of areas. But ultimately, I need to go with my gut more. I need to go with my gut more, because if I do not go with my gut, the gut's the one that's going to win, and I'm going to be the damn well loser with the fraud on my forehead rather than these teams. Fraud on my forehead. So, yeah, look, I'm going to tip the upset here, but I'm very well aware that the favourite should get up in the Dogs. But then again, I don't even know who the favourite is, actually. I would assume the Bulldogs are favourites. I can't see them in Thailand, so I can't see who the favourites are, but I would assume that would be who it would be. But all right, let's get into the ladder here before the game starts in about 20 minutes' time. Actually, no, it starts in 10 minutes' time, sorry. So hit that thumbs up button, subscribe. The Bulldogs are in first position. They're on 28 points right now with 11 wins and 2 losses. They've had all 3 of their buys, which is a bit of a negative here because the Raiders still have 2 buys to come. Now, the Raiders are 2 points below them on 26. The Raiders have scored 412 points, 312 against. The Dogs have scored 330 points, 232 against. So the Raiders are scoring at a ridiculous rate this year, 80 more points. With that being said, that is with 2 more games, right? So both these teams are at a similar level, but you would still say the Raiders have got a better attack in that situation. But the defense is another 80 separation, but in favour of the Dogs. But again, you have to kind of wait those extra 2 games. Dogs are a little bit advantage there. So, look, the Raiders are at plus 100. The Bulldogs are at plus 98. That's how similar these 2 teams are. But they're similar for the completely opposite reasons. They're similar for the fact that Raiders have a very good attack, but not the greatest defense, and the Dogs have very good defense and not a good attack. So I say it's similar that they've got one focus and one not focus, but they are very different. So look, if the Raiders lose this, so the Bulldogs lose this game, and the Raiders, they play the Knights this week, so you would expect the Raiders to get that win. Then the Raiders would actually go into first position. That's as low as the Bulldogs can drop, though, because the Storm are down there on 24 points. They've got a points differential of a ridiculous amount of plus 172. So, yeah, if the Bulldogs lose this, they'll be probably 2 points in front of the Storm, and you don't want that. The Storm actually play the Sharks this week down there at Amy Park. You'd expect that to win, because don't start me on those damn well scammers. Don't start me on those Cronulla scammers. They're not Cronulla Sharks. They're Cronulla. I'm gonna lose my mind if I start talking about them. I will. I will. I really will. I'll start losing my mind if I talk about the Sharks again. It's been a nice peaceful week. Not thinking about the Sharks. Nice peaceful week, and now we're back, and now we're back thinking about the Cronulla Sharks. Gee whiz. So yeah, look, Dogs lose. There is probably a heavy likelihood that you go to second, and then you are just in front of the Storm, more than likely, which is a worry for the next couple of weeks. But if you win this game, obviously the Dogs will stay in first position, and this isn't necessarily a game you target for points differential. So you've got plus 98, you're 2 points differential worse than the Raiders. You do need to try and catch that Storm of plus 172, so you're not so vulnerable. So yeah, this isn't necessarily a game you'd look at for that because the Panthers they actually are a very good defensive team as well. Through 14 games, they've only given up 313 points. The Dogs, through 13 games, have given up 232. So basically the exact same defensively as... Oh, actually, no. Their defense hasn't been spectacular. That's through 14 games. Anyway, point of the matter is, Dogs, you win first. If you lose, probably second, and then close to third. Panthers, on the other hand, they're in a very thick situation in the middle of the table because from 5th position of 18 points all the way down to 17th position on 12 points, it's only a 6-point gap. It's only a 3-win gap. Now, I do not think at any stage that the team in 17th is going to be going anywhere near the top 8 right now. But the point is that it's still very, very close in regards to the actual points of it all. But there is a pretty significant separation between the top 4 and everybody else. Now, the Panthers being in 8th position, they're on 17 points because of that draw with the Cowboys earlier on this season. If they win this game, so they've got a +1. The only thing that matters for is the Cowboys, who are -140. So the Panthers don't have to worry about shit when it comes to their points differential because the Cowboys, they have conceded like 170 million points these last 3 weeks. So their points differential is now the worst in the competition, which is worse than the Titans, which should tell you everything you need to know about North Queensland right now. So don't worry about points differential with the Panthers, but they're on 17 points. So if they win this game, they will jump above the Roosters, the Sharks, and the Broncos, who are all on 18 points, and they will actually go into 5th position. Now, the Broncos play the Warriors, the Sharks play the Storm, but the Roosters actually have a bye, so the Panthers cannot actually jump above the Roosters this week. So the highest that the Panthers can finish is in 6th position. However, they probably will... Broncos, Warriors, and Sharks, Storm are actually 2 good games. So you don't know. So they'll either be 6th, 7th, or 8th if they win. Now, if they lose this game, the Dolphins can jump them. The Dolphins can jump them. They're on 16 points, Manly on 16 points, and the Dragons on 16 points. So those 3 teams, who do they play? So the Dolphins play the Rabbitohs, Manly Seagulls play the Tigers, and the Dragons play the Parramatta Eels. So, look, it's probably likely that Manly beat the Tigers. Dolphins, I don't know what will happen against the Rabbitohs, but if the Dolphins win and then if the Dragons beat the Eels, which you would assume potentially, the lowest the Panthers can go down into is 11th because the Cowboys, if they beat the Titans, which you never know from that game, but if the Cowboys beat the Titans, their points differential is so bad that they're not going to be able to overcome what the Panthers are on right now compared with theirs. So ultimately, the Panthers can either finish in 11th or they can finish in 6th place this weekend. But that's it, guys. That's the ladder wrap-up and analysis. Let us know your thoughts in the comments section. Obviously, hit that like button, subscribe if you're new around here, and let's get into it. Let's get into it, baby. Let's get into it. Hello, Mr. Streamer, Brocky. Good sir, how we doing? How we doing, Brocky, mate? How we doing? Let's just move this like this. I think this is going to be a belter of a game. Like, I really think this is going to be a good game. Olivia Reed with the $8 return donation. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10 back on top. Why? Why did we do this? Why are we doing mathematics here? What's the mathematics here, Olivia? Why are we doing mathematics? What, do you think we're here to learn? You think we're here to learn, Olivia? No. We don't learn here. There's no learning to be done here on this channel. But I did learn that you are a good person. Thank you very much for donating. I appreciate you. Olivia also said, my mum wanted to let you know too, because she heard you talking about it the other day that England won the cricket. Okay, Olivia, I'm going to need you to tell your mum that any positivity towards England in sport or weather on this channel is actually taken as Australian slander, and that is something that is a harsh punishment. Very, very, very harsh punishment for Australian slander, because we do not talk about English positivity here. The English don't usually talk about English positivity, so no. We don't talk about that. We do not talk about that. Andre Jamal says, Doggy's on top. Well, good luck. Puck says, Panthers got it, bruv. Look, I can see 2 worlds here. I can see the Bulldogs coming out and win this game, but I can also see the Bulldogs whooping the Panthers in this game, but I'm going the underdog here because I just think that the Panthers are rolling right now. The momentum is going. They are following, and I think that they're on a bit of a charge at the moment. Again, I don't think that the Panthers are going to win the competition this year, but I do think they're on a bit of a momentum roll at the moment. No wind, brother. You're all good. Okay, sweet. Well, it's actually the wind stopped completely now. Isaac says, good that the Panthers flipped their game around by being one of the last on the leaderboard to 8. This is going to be a good game. Yeah, no, you're right. It's I don't know how much of a surprise necessarily it is. Like we all knew that at some stage, and I know that there are a lot of people kind of writing the Panthers off this season from their tough start. And look, I don't think that you were necessarily wrong to be thinking like that, but uh, the Panthers were always going to go on a bit of a run, and it just comes down to how long they can sustain this run. Because like with the Dolphins, right? Everyone who got the Telstra ad. It's like with the Dolphins, they had 3 unbelievable, fantastic weeks, and then like I said to you guys, they will fall at some stage. They will lose. I didn't expect it to be against the Knights, but they will lose at some stage. And it's about kind of picking themselves back up and going again. Whilst here with the Panthers, they know how to pick themselves up and go again, but also they know that when they're on a momentum roll, like it can be a good chug along on the train. It can be a really good chug along. That's what we're finding right now. So that's what I'm kind of leaning towards in my prediction for this game. But it is going to be a good one between two teams that both teams are desperate for a win. Because again, the Dogs will more than likely fall off the top of the table if they lose this game. Samuel says predictions tonight. Well, I've kind of been doing that for the entire time that I've been here, 15 minutes. Yes, Samuel. Yes. No, we've been doing predictions the entire time on this video. And it says, hey, bro, everybody, hope you're all doing well. Don't tell me what to do, Andrew. Pack says, I've got Jenkins and Montoya anytime try scorer. There you go. Paula says, Panthers can get this. Well, either team can get this. Either team. And it says, if Waz win against the Bronx, they get off fraud watch. I think whoever wins that game will get off fraud watch. I think that no matter what, one of the Warriors or the Broncos will go off fraud watch there on the basis that the Broncos are up there, at least in the top 5 there. The Warriors, yes, they lost last week, but if they can bounce back immediately, then that's fine. Because, you're going to have those little hiccup games. So I think that the Warriors get off for a watch if they win. But if the Broncos win, that would then technically mean they've won 3 games in a row: Titans, Sharks, and then the Warriors. And the Warriors are obviously a very very solid team this season. So I think both teams would go off. Whoever wins that game would definitely go off for a watch. Park says Warriors on a downfall for the rest of the season, I reckon. Mate, they lost one fucking game, mate. They've lost one game. Dasmate says this is Penrith's biggest test. And I'm not even necessarily saying that you're wrong, but it's like people just jump just down the throat. Like everyone the other week is circle jerking the Warriors saying they're going to win the comp. And now they lose one game. They lose just one game. And it's like the Warriors are on a massive downfall. Like, to be completely honest with you, man, like if you look at the table, a downfall does what, really? Because they're still 6 points above the 5th and 6th and 7th place. They're 3 wins in front of the Broncos, 2 wins in front of the Sharks, and 3 wins in front of the Roosters. So, like, they've got a massive gap. Like, do you think that they're just going to lose every single game from here on out? And then we're getting down to the Panthers on 17. Like, it's just not going to happen. Like, the Warriors are going to be making the top 4, in my personal opinion, but they're definitely going to be making the top 8. So, they lose. This is the thing. This is the problem with sport fans. I don't necessarily disagree with it, but I don't think that you're saying that with the intention of that you genuinely believe it. There's probably you probably don't like the Warriors because based off of one game, you can't make a fair and an analytical judgment based off of one game against the Penrith Panthers. Just one game. So no, I can see a world where maybe the Warriors have been pretenders for a lot of this season so far, where they are getting close wins. They're not doing anything with their points differential. I have mentioned that week in, week out, but I'm not willing to write them off based off of one individual week. Dasmate says this is Penrith's biggest test they've had in the past 5 years. Looking forward to the training run. Lids weren't even on. No, lids were on, mate. No, I saw the lids. The lids definitely were on. Lids are definitely on, son. Can you guys just confirm for me that the internet is like completely sweet this entire time? Because obviously I'm in a different place now. I'm in a hotel. So I just want to make sure that the internet is sweet. Samuel said, "Dogs win. What would that mean for the Bulldogs?" Samuel, I gotta ask you, Samuel. Have you been listening to a single word that I've said this entire stream? I gotta ask you because before you asked me for a prediction, after I'd already been making predictions, and now you're asking me what does it mean for the Bulldogs when I've literally gone over the entire ladder, bro. I've literally explained to you. I've quite literally explained to you what this means for the Dogs. Like, are you here? I am live. I'm here, mate. It says go the Eels. Breton says Panthers right side backs have their work cut out tonight and 10 to league points. Put your money on Critter Carraz combined for 2+ tries. Yep, sure. Thanks for 10%. Thanks for 10%, Brent. Bressy says if they win the comp, I'll be throwing up. I think it's the worst thing for the NRL, man. And this is no offense to Panthers fans. So Dogs coming out to the field now, guys. I think this is the worst thing for the NRL in 2025 is the Panthers actually winning. And it's not because of a negative towards the Penrith Panthers. It's because the game would be shot. The game would be actually shot. They would have won 5 years in a row. They would have been in 6 grand finals in a row. They were dead and buried, 6, 7, 8 weeks into the season, and then go on to come back and win the comp. It would be individually on behalf of Penrith their best win ever, and it would be probably the best. That would probably be the best premiership that a team's won ever, in my opinion, to be able to come back from where they were and to win the comp, considering all the, the left and rights that they were getting hooked with from the fans and stuff. So, look, I think that ultimately we need to see a different winner. I don't necessarily want to be the Storm, but as long as it's somebody else that's not Panthers, I would love to see like a Bulldogs or a Warriors or a Raiders. These 3 teams haven't won in a very long time. Warriors have never won it. The Raiders haven't won it since the Warriors came into the competition in '95, and the Bulldogs they won in 2004. So long time between drinks. And then you go to the rest of the table there. Even the Broncos, they've choked 2 grand finals in the last 10 years. They haven't won a grand final since before the Titans came into the competition in 2006. The Sharks have won 1 premiership, and that was in 2016. So, there's a lot of really good storylines here. But if the Panthers go and win it again, it just is the worst thing for the product of the NRL. Justin Sanders says, I'm tipping the Dogs, but I'm not confident at all. Yeah, I'm tipping the Panthers on an upset here. But I have no idea. This is going to be a really good game, and one team could come out and actually win 13 plus, or it could be an absolute belter and be just the 1 point. But all right, both teams are out in the field here, guys. Obviously, hit that thumbs up button and subscribe. Fire it up. Fire it up. Blitz says Panthers or Dogs could win. Okay. Panthers or Dogs could win this game. A bit of a hot take, but if one of them scores the most points, I think it's likely they'll win. As crazy as it is to say, I might even be a guarantee. Thank you, Blitzy. You are the definition of a Sharks fan for sure. You're a scammer. So Moses Leota with the first run here. He'll bring us to the 15. And geez, Daniel Suluka-Fafita, he's rocked. Off the first tackle, Daniel Suluka-Fafita has been absolutely rocked. I hope he's all right. God bless him. Jason says 13 plus the Panthers. Yo for 1 try. So Leota... it's a kind of awkward tackle here. I don't know. I think he's okay. I don't think he actually got really hit. Oh, okay. No, I see why they stopped the clock. So second tackle now for the Panthers, and they're going to get this ball here to the 15. Jade, just as you said that, I was thinking about it. It's like telepathy. Telepathetic. How about that? I was just thinking about it. Oh my gosh. They're going to stop the clock again. What's happening here? Oh, they're going to have to put him into the HIA. I actually I don't know. Like, he's definitely going to be back, guys. There's not going to be a problem with him coming back. He'll pass his HIA. Oh, yeah, like, the elbow does contact the head there from Moses Leota. But there you go. In the first 30 seconds of this game, the Dogs have lost one of their starting props for, at least 15 minutes. Desmond says, get Adam Silver. He'll make the NRL with the parody. Breton says, did you go to Bangkok or Kosa? I'm actually still in Hua Hin. Yeah, I'm actually still... one of my friends is fighting on Friday. One of my friends is fighting here on Friday. So, kicking around, man. I don't know. We don't know. I stay kind of wherever. So, yeah, no, I'm still in Hua Hin, man. First tackle, and I'll give it off here to Marcelo Montoya. Marcelo Montoya at the 40. Michael says, hi, just joined while the Titans leading, because this is the official ladder here, mate. This is a very realistic ladder. So, if you're going to start clicking on, you're going to start watching NRL. Have you watched the NRL this season? Titans haven't lost many games at all, actually. It's been very good to watch. So, no, this is... see, what you can hear... I don't know if you can hear it, but there's a car. 6 again here for the Dogs. They'll beat the 40, and that's for the fight tomorrow. And they'll be at the 35. Can you hear that? Oh, it's gone now. But if you could, that was advertisements for the advertisement for the fights tomorrow. So second tackle, and they'll be 25 metres away here from the line. Only 2 minutes into the game here. They'll go out of the right-hand side. Reed Marnie. You know what I mean, Brent. You've been here before, so you know how they advertise. They get in their cars and have the speaker systems. Reed Marnie goes out of the right-hand side of Bailey Hayward. Hayward then gives it off to Toby Sexton. Go, Tobes. Then off to Stephen Crichton. Crichton's going to be 4th tackle, 12 metres away here from the line. Olivia says, are you fighting? Yeah, mate. Yeah. I'm comfortable. No, I'm not. So, 5th tackle, 4 metres away. 5th tackle. Now Bailey Hayward, he'll give it at the back here to Toby Sexton. Sexton off here to Matt Burton. Burton, little dink over the top, and there's not going to be anything there. There's not going to be any. That was awful attack from the Dogs. I'm sorry, but there was nothing there for the Dogs at all. It was really good defense, but also that kick from Matt Burton made no sense because it just didn't go anywhere near the try line. If you're going to put up a slow kick like that, then you really do need to be putting it close to the try line. Why didn't you get him off when it happened? Telepathetic, exactly right, Jay. Telepathetic. Not telepathic, telepathetic. Sanders, there should be a big crowd tonight, you would hope. Yeah, maybe. Like, for Bulldogs, sure, because the Bulldogs, their fan base has decided to wake up. They definitely went around a couple of years ago, but their fan base has decided to wake up and get to games. It's not as packed as I would have thought it would be, but it is a Thursday night game, so Thursday night games aren't normally huge. Dylan Edwards with a breakaway, now 4 tackle, and he will be about 35 metres out here from his own line. Isaiah Yoke to the 45, and it'll be fair tackle. But the problem with the Panthers home games this year is that Panthers fans aren't really going to come in from, no, this isn't a great crowd. Combank Stadium is a bit of a lie. Combank Stadium is a massive facade in the way that it looks. It makes it look like there are more people than there actually are. But because it's so far away from Penrith, especially on a Thursday night, so that everyone who's in Penrith is working, right? They don't finish till 5. This game starts at, 8 o'clock or so, but you have to go home, and then you have to get all the way out to Combank, which is much more inner than where Penrith is. It just makes it a lot more difficult. So that's why you're not going to see huge home grounds here from the Panthers this year at this stadium, especially on a Thursday night or a Friday night game, in my opinion. Mitchell says, here I thought new week, new Mitchell Vella. Clearly I was wrong. Bloke still hasn't escaped the basement. Oh no, what's he done? Oh, he's a muppet. All right, so Dylan Edwards will grab this ball now at the 5 metres. It'll be first tackle and taken to the 12. Jaden says Titans on top is like saying Sharks aren't scammers. Well, Sharks are scammers and Titans are on top, Jason. Got to really click on here. Come on, Brian Toto. He'll make this run straight to the 30, and it's third tackle. Who kicks further, Burton or Latrell? I would probably say Trell. Nathan Cleary with a dink on third tackle. It's a 40-20 attempt, but it's just not going to have anywhere close to the power needed, and it didn't get a distance either. Connor Tracy, he's going to run out to the left. I don't know why he's doing this, because he's just going to get taken down at the 22. There you go. Caden says, please start it. My phone don't have lay-by. Please English. My phone don't Chinese. Brenton Eslick says, I've seen drone footage of the new Penrith Stadium. Doesn't look like much of an upgrade at the moment. Didn't they tear it down? Didn't they do what they did with Allianz? Like, Allianz was completely torn down. I saw it when it was completely torn down. I was working in botany at the time. Out of the left-hand side, Viliami Kikau. And Viliami Kikau taken down so close to the sideline, 47 metres away here from the Panthers line. They give off to Matt Burton. Burton then off to Max King. King to Bailey Hayward. Hayward to Toby Sexton. Here's a roll. Here's a roll. Here's a roll. They give it out to Stephen Crichton. And good defense there from the Panthers. This is... Look, I'm just throwing it out there. I don't want to get ahead of myself. But the Panthers are showing some real solid signs of their past. They are showing some real solid signs of how they've played recently. It's scary times for the competition, man. This defense in this first 6 minutes has been really strong. Desmond says Sharks are worse than scammers. Mate, they're not only scammers, but they're scam. Scam. Third tackle for the Panthers, and if any Sharks fan wants to argue with me and disagree with me, firstly, argue with a wall, secondly, cry about it, but also thirdly, please let me know why I am wrong to call the Sharks the biggest absolute scam fraudsters that ever did fraudster scam. And that's going to bounce awkwardly here. That's going to come up for the Panthers. Oh, pass the ball, dude. Oh, still fourth tackle. So fifth tackle of the Panthers. That came out of nowhere. 15 metres out here from the line. That's arguably a bin there because he was holding on to him. Fifth tackle, Blaze Salongi kicks it through, and that's going to be a dropout. Dude, that bounce of that kick was actually incredible. Oh, and McLean's getting into his ex-teammate there, and Stephen Crichton. Jaden says that a Sharks fan scam. They're exactly right. Scam. If he had just flicked that ball up to a player on the inside, the Panthers would have scored under the poachers then. Yeah, bomb try, Sunday, I agree, but with that being said, like, was it a four? Was it Leslie Smith, or who was it that grabbed the ball? If it was a front row or something like that, or a forward, then you'd kind of expect that's not going to go 10. Oh, we'll go 10. That's a good kick. Panthers, that was awful. That was absolutely awful from Penrith. So Matt Burton will get a great short dropout, and it will go to 10, and the Dogs will let the ball hit the 20 on first tackle. Not a single Panthers player even went up for that ball. Dasmate says, I'm the biggest Dogs bandwagon, was never there during the tough days. I know, but you know what? The whistle was there right now for the Bulldogs. So it's a penalty to Canterbury at the 20. No, Daz, I know. No. No, you weren't there. No, you weren't there because you're a Panthers fan at the time. Now you're a Dogs fan. You're a Panthers fan these last 4 years, no? Let me says, Caden, it's bedtime. That is true. It is bedtime for you, Caden. It is fun fact for your bedtime. So, penalty to the Dogs, to Le Bulldog. 32 minutes to go the first half. Brayton says they didn't completely tear it down from what I've seen. That was uploaded a month ago. But is anyone who's from Penrith or in Penrith actually? Brayton, are you in Newcastle? Do you live in like Mount Druitt area? Do you live in like Penrith area? Second tackle out to Bailey Howard. Are you talking about a photo? Are you talking about a photo or did you see it yourself? Third tackle, because I swear it was a complete rebuild. I thought it was. So Bailey Hayward gives it out short. Now fourth tackle for Jacob Preston, who's 20 metres out from the line. Reed Marnie, he'll fake it left. He'll go, oh, he's lost the ball. Oh, no. Oh, no. What are they going to say? That's play on. Are they saying 6 again? Wow, they said that was 6 again. I swear he just dropped the ball. Fair enough. Mitchell says, no team will ever do anything with Blaze Talungi at 5'8". Hey, let's not do any Blaze slander here, Mitchell. You know, Blaze is a great name. Blaze is a fantastic name. I would say it's not the best name that you ever did see in the history of the ever. And they kick it through here. First tackle, and that's going to be a dropout. Disagree with that. Like, I understand that you're going to get a dropout anyway, but what's the point? Someone says, how long are the Panthers away from home? Definitely this year. I mean, I'm pretty certain it's next year too, but I could be wrong. If you're a Panthers fan, please let us know. Jab Force, kia ora, bro. Doesn't says, Critters' aura is that good they didn't dare go for the overlap. No. Critters trying to emulate a bit of Tino Fasu Malawi, mate. Critters just trying to be like big Tino Fasuamui, as Blocker Roach would call him. Tino Fasuamui. Alright, so the Panthers now will kick this to the 20. It's a good kick. That's going to be knocked back here from the Dogs, but that's going to go all the way back here to the 45. So they're going to come out from their own 50 here. That's crazy. If you had just gone for a deep kick, they probably still get to the 35 or so. But that's gone back to the 45, and that was from a 20-metre kick. That was actually pretty good there from the Panthers. Oh, you want to go for a field goal, Daz? Wow, I want to go for a field goal. Well, Jay Hayes would support that. But you know what I support? Hit that thumbs up button and subscribe. 10 minutes into the game, 30 minutes to go here the first half. Dogs with the ball at the 30. Hit that thumbs up button. And subscription. Bailey Hayward, 22 metres out, 4 tackle. Jeez, I'm sweating like a crazy man out here, man. I'm probably going to get a different shirt on at halftime. So, fifth tackle. How did the Titans get the last game of the round again? Poor things. Trust me, it's fine. So that's going to be a 7 tackle set for the Panthers. The kicking game from the Dogs in this opening part of this game has been absolutely dreadful. No, Olivia, the longer I go without having to have my life disappointed and my life shattered by the Gold Coast Titans, the better. The longer. It's not going to ruin my weekend. You know, like if my friends fight tomorrow night, you know, I've got some great friends here. We have a great time. I've got a beautiful view here of the mountains and the beach. You know, I'm chilling. I'm enjoying. If we had the Thursday night game or the Friday night game, it'd ruin my whole weekend. So you know what? Don't give us a Sunday game. Give us a Monday game at this point. That's how late I want it to be. Give us a Tuesday game. You know what? Just don't give us a game. Panthers out of the right-hand side. Isaac Tungo should have passed that ball to Brian Tuttle, but he didn't. And he's still going here, Tungo. 28 metres out from the line. 7-day turnaround's a good thing. Nothing's a good thing for the Gold Coast at the moment, Brenton. Nothing's a good thing. And Lindsay Smith is going to be 25 metres away here. Had the opportunity for an offload, but just doesn't do it. Fit tackle now, 20 metres out. They go to the left-hand side, off to Nathan Cleary. Cleary puts it up. And Dogs easy grab. Okay, so the Dogs kicking game has been dreadful to start, but the Panthers on the kick chases and whatnot have just been absolutely horrific. Crichton now, second tackle to the 20. It's a good game so far, though. Very good game. Now, some guy uploaded footage on YouTube of it with his drone. There you go. Olivia says, you should win this weekend, right, Olivia? Olivia, you're talking about the Titans here. You're talking about the Titans here. Look at them on the table. Look at them on the table right now. Does that look like a team that shouldn't be winning this weekend? Come on. Come on, Olivia. Look at the table. You've got to open those eyes, Olivia. You've got to open the eyes. So the Dogs now at 35. Look at this. Dearing me, Olivia. Come on. Dave says Panthers paying $13 at Sportsbet to win the whole thing. They were paying $38 about 4 weeks back before they got into the 8. That's great. I'm not betting on the Panthers. Their form will run out at some point. It happens to every single team. And there are a lot of teams that can still jump them. If they lose, like right now, they're looking alright, but there's still 10 rounds to go in the regular season. The Panthers have been on some good form, but this is their biggest test right now. Jasmine says Montoya swapped wings, or am I tripping? To be fair, I don't really notice specifically. Is he usually on the right wing or the left wing? Brandon says, could be worse. Manly's in shambles at the moment with their management leaking information. Yeah, well, that's true. But Manly, we didn't need the management leaking information to know they're in shambles. We did not need that to happen for that to be understood. We can see it with our very own 2 eyes. With our very own 2 eyes, we can see that Manly, shamble. My dad is a Manly fan. Panthers here, keep this ball to the 20, and good run by Colin Tracy, and good tackle there by Thomas Jenkins first. Oh, they're going to say penalty. Are they saying high tackle? No way. I disagree, but anyway, it's going to be a penalty here, the Dogs. My dad is a Manly fan. I was talking to him the other day, and here we go. Let's have a look. How on earth is that a high tackle? That's absolutely insane, referee. In no world is that a high tackle. That was a great tackle there by Thomas Jenkins. That is insane. But my dad said maybe we should just start the Scammer Cup and put the Titans, who are scammers every single year because everyone backs us in to make the 8 and with the team roster, but they just never do it, so they're scammers. Manly, and then my mum's team, the Sharks. We got the hat trick. We got the absolutely massive hat trick because Manly had top 4, and they're massive frauds. Sharks had first. They're not even frauds, they're scammers. I did predict the Titans to come 11th, and they've disappointed even on that. But I think that's the Scammer Cup. And whoever comes the lowest is the one who wins it, so it looks like the Titans are going to win something this year. Might win 2 things. And Matt Burton's away. Matt Burton! Oh, he's out over the sideline. 5 metres out. He'll be taken out over the sideline. That's a great tackle there from Dylan Edwards, because it was a great run from Matt Burton that he just found his way through, pushed his way out onto the wing there. I don't know why he's surprised that he's been called out. His foot definitely went out, but that's a great play. That's a great play. So Matt Burton taken over the sideline, and Panthers will get the ball here at the 10. This has been a rocking start of the game. Brenton says Turbo found out he was playing centre through the press. You know, and that's disgraceful. Like, Anthony Seibold, for starters, is just an absolute clown when it comes to rugby league. We know what happened at the Broncos. I can't believe that he was able to be given another job here at Manly. It's a penalty to the Panthers here at the 25. You know, I couldn't believe it when it happened. Like, Anthony Seibold, that is ridiculous that you're not going to tell the guy that has been your starting fullback for years. He is a club legend fullback. Look, I know that he's not going to be able to get to the same maybe levels as previous fullbacks like Brett Stewart and whatnot, but individually on that one season in 2021 and all that, he was one of the best fullbacks of all time. It's just injuries have crippled him across his career. But you're telling me that the coach can't even pick up the phone and make a call or tell him that he's going to be making the decision to not put him in fullback this week after all these years? You know, it's just disrespectful, and it just shows the character. It does. It really shows to me the character of Anthony Seibold. What are you, pussy? You're in the job of rugby league. You're in the job of being a coach, and you're too much of a pussy to go up to your fullback and tell him that he's not going to be playing fullback this week, so he's going to find out in the press. You know, it's stupid. You know, it's childish shit, man. Like, it's literally your job, and it's also Tom's job. Like, Tom is going to understand because at the end of the day, he is a professional. Like, it's just wild. Edwards here, 6 again. He's away to 10, and 9 metres out here from the line. Second tackle, leave it the Panthers. Second tackle, they give it out to Nathan Cleary. Nearly a knock on as I off to Nathan Cleary. Then it gets to McLean. McLean looking for something. His battle with Crichton tonight's so funny. They are going at each other, man. 5 metres out even the line. Jenkins gives it to Nathan Cleary. Cleary steps. He gets taken down 6 metres out. 4 tackle. He rolls it back off to Mitch Kenny. And this is really solid. The moment they should. Good defense here from the Dogs, but to get the offload away to Brian Toto. And Brian Toto is going to be taken down 10 metres out. Fit tackle. This has been really solid. Nathan Cleary. Cleary, short ball. Offloads it. Blaze. Oh, my. That's defense, bro. Connor Tracy. Oh, my gosh. Connor Tracy, that defense is incredible. I can't believe Blaze Salungi hasn't scored then. I was just about to get into you, Mitchell, because you said that no team with Blaze Salungi is ever going to win. This 1,000,000,000% should have been a try. Once the tackle was missed there by Marcelo Montoya, I can't believe that Blaze Salungi isn't able to score. Connor Tracy, that is a perfection tackle, kids. That is a perfection tackle there from Connor Tracy. All right, so Tracy now taken down 7 metres out. Davo says, watched a documentary the other day about rugby and its decline in Australia. Oh, I could sit here and talk about that all day, don't worry. Because the immediate talent coming out of the level below Super Rugby, and they blame that for there not being any. No, the problem with rugby, it's a penalty to the Dogs here at 13. The problem with rugby is that they decided to only go the private school route and to avoid and ignore the public school route. So public schools are pretty much open to anything, whilst rugby became very elitist. It became very elitist, and a lot of the private school kids are going to be looking to go down career paths of lawyers and you know, really more guaranteed jobs. Becoming a professional star is not a professional sports player is not a guaranteed job. So if you go on a private school, you're more likely to tend to going down a path at university and going on like that. Public school, not necessarily. You know, there's a whole different avenue. A lot will go to university, a lot won't go to university. A lot will kind of focus on their sport. Look at Keeper Park, look at these kind of places. So no, Australian rugby went downhill because they decided to go a real elitist path back in the early 2000s and whatnot, and act as if they were better than everybody else. So third tackle now, Tubby Sexton gives it out to Tracy, and Tracy loses the ball. So Panthers ball at the 25, but it's going to be a knock on here actually against the Panthers. Yep, so Dogs with the ball at the 25. 20 minutes to go here the first half, guys. Hit that thumbs up button and subscribe if you're new around here. But whilst I say all that, people also overestimate and over-exaggerate how bad Australian rugby has been. It's very over-exaggerated because we still made the World Cup final in 2015. We still very frequently play in semi-finals of the World Cup. Yeah, I think the thing that emphasises it the most is us losing to the All Blacks for 24 odd straight years. Haven't won the Bledisloe Cup since I was like 7. That's what emphasises it. But when it comes to the big stage, Australia absolutely still competes at the highest level. They don't win by any stretch of the imagination, but you know, hopefully they're trying to change that trajectory and, you know, we get as far away from Eddie Jones as possible. Yeah, but who cares about Super Rugby All New Zealand Club final? Like, who cares about that? That's not got anything really. Like, it's not really got anything to do with it overall for me. So first tackle now for the Bulldogs at the 5, and also that hasn't been different nearly ever, even when Australia was good. That'll be held up over the line here, so the Dogs will come back here to the 10. Is there a position Tracy can't play? Well, I'd probably say that I wouldn't want him playing Waterboy. I wouldn't want him playing Waterboy. I'd want him to play on the field, yes. Yeah, so that's probably the position I wouldn't be playing him in. So second tackle gives it to Bailey Haywood, and now the Dogs are going to be about 8 metres out here from the line, third tackle. Dasmay says he's gay for Tracy. Are you talking about Connor Tracy or Tracy Grimshaw? So Matt Burton, left-hand side. Billy kick out 3 minutes away from the line. Fourth tackle. Matt Burton goes at himself, and he's going to be held up over the line. This is a really solid game at the moment, lads. This is a really good defensive game. This is not an attacking game. This is a really, really good defensive game between two teams that are buddy for life. Tracy Grimshaw. Oh, man, she blocked me. Oh, she said something. It was a long time ago. It was before I did YouTube. She blocked me on something. I can't remember. And short ball. Damn defense, bro. Damn defense. That's unreal. That's unreal. So it's going to be Panthers ball here at the 5. The defense from both these teams has been spectacular. You could have argued that Brian To'o actually contacts Bronson Terry High there, but to be fair, the Bulldogs got a pretty soft penalty call for that before. What is the solution for the Aussies to bring home the Bledisloe Cup to win the game and score more points than New Zealand? Second tackle now for the Panthers at the 15. And they give it off to Isaiah Papali'u, comes off the bench. I know he's got the 11 on, so he's meant to... Oh, for gosh sake. Oh, it's a penalty. I would disagree with that referee. I think the Bulldogs have been harshly adjudicated there. I would challenge this. I would genuinely challenge this. I think this is just a knock-on from his eye, Papa Lee. I think this is just a drop ball, man. I don't think the Reed Money's done anything at all. You've seen that he's just tried to get up really, really quickly. Nikhil, appreciate you for tuning in. So 18.5 minutes left of the first half. The Dogs are going to challenge it, and I think he just loses this. He's not... Yeah. It's just a knock-on. Yeah, the knee knocks it out, but it's not... One, it's not intentional from Reed Money. Wait. Oh, yeah, challenge successful. Yeah, the Dogs challenged it. Yeah, that was just straight up a knock-on. However... The referee's going at Stephen and Nathan at the moment. Yeah, ball plant lost. So it's going to be Dogs ball here at the 20. Desmond says, shut your chin, Cleary. Shut your chin. Brenton says, feeling good with my under 50 points total at this point. Well, I don't know why anyone would have gone over. And I don't understand why there'd be 50 points in the first place. You know, like you look at the two teams, the Dogs this year have scored 330 points, which is through 13 games. They're the third worst attack in the top 8 right now, and the second worst attack is the Panthers. So it wouldn't have made any sense to go the over, and that's kind of free money at that point. Under 50 was kind of free money because both these teams aren't really great at attack. Both teams can be very good at defense, as we've seen out of the right-hand side here. Crichton. No, he's over the sideline. That's unbelievable. Oh! He stayed inside. Wow. Marcelo Montoya back in kind of Tracy off to Toby Sexton. Oh, he did go over the sideline. He did go over the sideline, so it's going to be Panthers ball here. I tell you what, McLean is really into Crichton here. Look at him go. He's on it. He's on one today. Oh, no, it wasn't Crichton who went out. It was Marcelo Montoya who, when he went to pass the ball from dummy half, actually puts his right foot over the sideline. Olivia says, cat and mouse game reminds me of a primary school parachute. I think there was a game we used to play called cat and mouse. I don't know what's happening there, Olivia, but, you know, I know the games, but what are you... what's the relevance? Desmond says, second effort, you prick. Well, it wasn't Crichton going with the sideline, so there was no second effort. It was just that Marcelo Montoya willingly, decisively, decided to put his foot over the sideline. So Lindsay Smith now, he'll bring this ball to the 30 and it'll be 4 tackle. Oh, now he's there. Dasmate's always a little bit behind the stream. He's always a little bit behind the game because he watches it on a smoke signal in Timbuktu. So now he said, I want Marcelo Montoya dropped in capitals. So Daz has had a bit of a change of heart. A little bit of a change of heart here from said Dasmate. Yes. First tackle now at the 30. He wasn't listening. I never listen, Olivia. I've never listened in my life. So second tackle at the 30. And it all came from the fact that I've listened to Blocker Roach too much. Oh, the ref said stop with the cat and mouse game. Oh, I get you now, Olivia. There's the relevance. There is the relevance. Forward tackle, but we all know I'm an uppity. We all know. And 6 again for the Dogs at the halfway point. Brenton says put Kiraz back on Critter's side. I don't understand why they've made this switch. Like, I don't understand the purpose of it. I don't understand the purpose of it. Second tackle here at the 38 for the Dogs. Daz is channeling his inner Surf Rider. Maybe Daz is Surf Rider. Maybe that's just his alter ego, the big Surf Rider. I wonder if Surf Rider's still commenting without realizing he got hidden. Oh, dogs are away. Press. Oh, he's lost the ball. And it'll be Panthers ball to 20. It was a great line break there from Jacob Preston. But the Panthers will pick the ball here at the 20 because of the drop ball from Jacob Preston. High tackle. That's a high tackle, so that'll be a penalty. That was too high there from Bailey Hayward. So the Panthers will get let out of jail here. Just open up the jail cell. Open it up, bad boy. Open that bad boy right on up. Yeah, just as he's trying to regather it, he does drop it. Just don't mention that other Muppet. Hey, well, he'd be watching. He would be watching, Jay. He would be watching. So, first tackle here for the Panthers, and they're going to be 45 metres out here from the Dogs line. Big Panthers fans. 6 again here for the Panthers, and they'll get this ball to the 40. Just call me Daz Fanning, you need help. Where was this from Milky Jenkins at the Knights? Yeah, Jenkins, not so fantastic a Mundos at the old Newcastle. Not necessarily. Alright, so it's going to be second tackle now, and they give it out to... that's Liam Henry, I think it is, at the 28. Mitch Kenny to Isaiah, Nathan Cleary at the back now, kicks going backwards, still backwards. And McLean's still going, he'll be 22 metres away from the line, 4 tackle. I'm actually really just enjoying the battle between Case McLean and and Crichton today. Nathan Cleary, fit tackle now, 15 metres out. That's a penalty, and they're going to go for the 2, I guarantee it. Yeah, I guarantee you they go for the 2. I guarantee it. From right in front. Jack says was good. Was good? Well, Panthers going for the 2. Panthers going for the 2-pointer. To be fair, considering where the Dogs are on the table, we've had 358 votes in the poll so far with 13 minutes to go the first half. One run a trajectory of potentially 800 there, but also secondly, 61% of voting for the Panthers is quite interesting. Because the Panthers, for so much of this season, have been a meme. And now recently, they obviously aren't a meme. And they're taking on the top of the table Dogs here. So it's really crazy how people have switched their mind around to the Panthers so quickly. And I agree with it. I understand it. But it's just really crazy, the switch around. Ian says taking the 2 is laughable. Why is it laughable, Ian? Please explain your thought process. Why is taking the 2 laughable? In a game that for 27 minutes we haven't seen a single try, in a game that we have seen 2 teams extremely defensive and really good defensive structures have prevented both teams from scoring. You've seen both teams come super close, but they can't actually get over the line. Why not take the 2 in this situation to take the lead in a game that is clearly going to be a very close game? Yeah, Jack, I think maybe 50, 100 years ago, there's been a 0-0 game in the history of the NRL, but... not any time of recent nature. The lowest score I've seen in many years is probably like 8-0 or 8-4 or something like that. I think it was Broncos Sharks or Tigers and Titans. 8-6 was something. And his Dogs have nearly scored multiple times. I'd be shocked if they don't go before half time. Okay, sure, but at the end of the day, the Panthers, why would you not try to take the lead in that situation? I don't get it. Like, it's been 27 straight minutes where there has not been a single try in the game. So would you not like to take the advantage, considering that both teams are known as defensive powerhouses? The Panthers have been a defensive powerhouse for 5 years now. The Dogs are a defensive powerhouse for the last 2 years now. Tries aren't going to be flowing in this game, and it's very clearly shown because through nearly 30 minutes now, the Panthers get an offload. They'll be turned out to 40 on third tackle. Through 30 minutes now, we've not seen a single try. So, in the context of this situation, and I'm not saying you're wrong, I'm just giving you my perspective here. I would take the 2 every single day of the week and twice on Thursdays from that penalty right there. I'd take the 2 every single time. Now, I will argue against taking the 2 a lot of the time too, you know. But I think in the context of that one, I think myself on Tweet Crunch by Jenkins there at the 10. In the context of that one, I take the 2 every day of the week, and you will see pretty much every single coach on the planet take the 2 in that situation. Edward says, who do you think is going to win? I think the Titans are going to win. Ian says, just don't like the mindset. No, like I said, personal opinion. Like I said, it's your opinion, you know, and ultimately, if you become a coach, you can make your decision, I make my decision. It's not saying that you're wrong. I personally disagree with you, but that doesn't mean that you are wrong. It's just that I personally believe you're wrong. Jimmy James says, yes, I was questioning that poll myself. Thought it'd be closer than that. I would have thought that it would be like, yeah, I probably would have lent that more Dogs fans would be kind of predicting it. But again, we're at basically 400 votes now in that poll, and it's pretty heavily in favour of the Panthers. And that is a really, really hard kick to take, but Dylan Edwards will grab it, and he'll bring it out to the 30 through Dylan Edwards, another 33, first tackle. 10 minutes to go, the first half, guys. 30 minutes gone, 10 minutes to go. Hit that like button, subscribe if you're new around here. Don't forget, we'll be live for every single game this round. And I'm going to quickly actually look at the games. We've got some real belters. This one here. Manly Tigers tomorrow. Knights Raiders. Broncos Warriors, good game. Dragons Eels. Dolphins, Rabbitohs. Storm, Sharks. That's a good game. And then Titans, Cowboys. That's the game of the round, mate. That's the game of the round between two high-flying teams. Dearie me, you take your hat off to that. You take your hat off to that. Whoever loses that game is the ultimate winner. That's the ultimate winner. Boshka! Panthers whack Carraz back here at the 10. Ian says Panthers win 2-0. I'll shut up. So, Ian, were you here the other week when we ripped into Nath J, a Dragons fan? Contracy taken down here. You know what, actually? No, Ian. It's not about if the Panthers win. If the Panthers keep it to a 2-0 ball game or a 2-2 ball game at halftime, then you shut up. Right? It's not about the whole game. It's not about the whole game. It's close right now, but it comes down to at halftime. 4 tackle here at the 50. But were you here when we had to, we ripped the absolute shit out of Nath J, who said going for the 2, because this is when I was saying, like, you don't go for the 2, when the Dragons took the lead 2-0 against the Dolphins, and we all knew there was going to be points in that game, and within 2 minutes, it was just never the right play in that context. Panthers grabbed the ball through Brian Toto, and he'll take it out of the 22, first tackle. It was just never the right play in the context of that game. And Nath was like, no, I think it's the right call, and we got into him, and then they ultimately ended up losing the game by about 50. And Panthers now, McLean, he'll be taken down here at the 40. They literally lost by about 50, so... And every single try, we kept referring to Nath about the 2-pointer. I'll always remember that one. That was funny. Every single try, we just kept asking him how he was thinking about the 2 points. Poor tackle. Jay Lewis says, you wouldn't see Dolphins taking a 2 against the Storm at 0-0 because they can't beat the Storm without scoring multiple tries, but the situation take the 2 100%. To be fair, it was 16-2 to the Storm before the Dolphins came back to win that game like 42-22 or whatever. So I think they've actually proven you wrong this year. I think that specific example that you just gave, I think... is actually been proven wrong in 2025. As it says, Roosters are 5th and Sharks are 7th. Sure, but that's because it's the updated ladder now with the buys. That's only based off of now. What's your point? And what are you trying to point? Jack Lewis says, take the lead. Definitely a tight game. Kick on from there. Easy decision. Agree. All right, so Crichton now, 3rd tackle. And they'll be at the 48. And I don't even think, regardless, even if the Dogs were to score in the first half, like I don't think, if the Dogs went and scored 2 tries, then they're starting to pull away and they're showing that, yeah, okay, you probably shouldn't have gone for the try, but it's been a very clear defensive-minded game. I don't disagree with it at all, actually. Like, and the Dogs are going to score here. Jacob Preston's going to score here. That's actually a really nice try, too. That's actually a really nice try, just as I was talking about that. But 4-2 here to the Dogs with a kick to come. But at the end of the day, and this is what I was trying to say to you just then, Ian, it's just kind of slapped me right in the face as I've been speaking about it, is that if the Dogs score again in this first half, then it'll say you shouldn't have gone for the 2. But if it stays like this, it's still within 1 score. Now Daz is in front. Yeah, how is Daz in front? Daz, how are you in front of us now? Yeah, great move in the whole set. Yeah, it was good passing. Like Liam Henry falls off the tackle, and then as soon as Liam Henry fell off the tackle, Dylan Edwards had a 2-on-1 there with Reid Marnie and Jacob Preston, and it's a try time for the Doggies. So there we go. 4-2 here to the Dogs with a kick. Amundos Dugam. I didn't even know they have played, was just a random example. No, yeah, the Dolphins and the Storm played, and I think the Dolphins led 2-0, and the Storm made it 16-2, and then the Dolphins ended up winning that game 42-22. So your example is proven right by the fact that they're going to need tries to beat the Storm, but your example is proven wrong because they literally did the opposite of what you said they wouldn't. But they said they did the exact thing that you said they wouldn't do. But I could be wrong. Dolphins could have kicked that after it was like 4. No, they wouldn't have. They would have had to have led 2-0. What's the weather, dry or wet? I think it's dry. It don't look wet. So 5 minutes to go here, the first half. Doggies take the lead. I'm not live with the stream. How am I in front? I feel like Dad said we are on before I'd actually seen it myself. I feel like I did. Maybe I'm wrong. Maybe I'm wrong. Was he in front of you guys? Does he need a timeout? Does that man need a timeout? Do we need a time that Mudder Bish out? Never mind, he's making a call before the try. What are you talking about? They're gone. Fat ladies singing. Don't know about no fat ladies singing here, Daz. No, can't see no fat ladies singing. Rosie O'Donnell is not here singing right now. So 5 minutes left of the first half, 6-2 to the Bulldoggy Dogs. All right. Now, if the Dogs score again before half time, I put my hand up and say the Panthers probably shouldn't have gone for the 2. But I just think in the context of the game, you don't know what's going to happen afterwards. In the context of it, I still think that that's what you're going to do after 27 minutes of no points. I was watching Jimmy watch an ant crawl up the wall. We've lost the plot here now. These are just making absolutely no sense. So second tackle here for the Dogs at the 20. I am going to walk inside into the aircon, by the way, at halftime. No, Ian, I think it's an interesting conversation. I'm not going on about it for any other reason besides it's always going to be an interesting thought process between what you do, whether you take 2 or whether you don't take the 2. You know, there's I think that everyone's always going to have a different perspective where a lot of people are going to be like, oh yeah, no, I want to see tries, I want to see, points put on, they don't think about they don't actually provide an analytical thought process. They just want to see tries, and this will come from most of the casual viewers. And I'm not saying you're a casual viewer here, but a lot of the casual viewers will immediately say, don't take the 2, go for the try, because they really want to just watch tries. And then you'll get a lot of people who watch every single game will say, in that situation, you do go for the 2, because 1, put some points on the board, 2, in a defensive-minded game like that, a defensive-minded 2 teams taking the lead after half an hour is something you just want to do, and then you're back in your defense. And then I guess you will also have that side where, because what you said isn't necessarily wrong either, because the Dogs were close, but it's just the Panthers defensively were very, very solid. But 3 minutes 53 seconds to go. There's always going to be different views, but I don't ever listen to the casual viewpoint there, because usually the casual viewpoints are just because they want to see tries. That's nothing to do with any context of the game. What an idiot taking the 2. Now they're losing. Jack. It's the third tackle out the 42. This is why we laugh at the English. That's going to be knocked backwards here from the Dogs at the 35. The Tracy breakaway. Oh, true. I said that when we were up the other end of the field throwing the pill around. You know what? Seek help, Daz. That's all I'll say. How about that? So the Dogs will just whack that one very high up in the air. Tough one here for Dylan Edwards. He allowed it to bounce. He had to allow it to bounce. And now that's a penalty for being offside, Viliami. What are you doing? What are you doing, Viliami? Kikau, you knew you were offside, and now you've given the Panthers every opportunity. Hey, but listen, if the Panthers now score before halftime, that too is looking pretty good. They're all offside. What are they doing? Why are you even attempting to go with the ball here, Viliami? Villy would have known he was offside. Why'd you grab the ball? Stupid. Alright, first tackle over the Panthers. They're 40 metres out from the line. 2.5 minutes to go of the first half. And Isaiah, they'll be Liam Henry will be taken down at the 30. That bomb enters space for a split second. Whoa, how they didn't knock that ball on is amazing. All right, so the Panthers now are 23 metres away from the line. Isaiah Papali'i, they'll get to Isaiah Yo to clear it to Edwards. That's gonna be knocked on by the Dogs. Dogs. So Panthers will get the ball at 22. They're on it. Dude, I tell you what, it's actually really cool. A year ago, I would have been streaming this in the same room every single day on the Gold Coast, right? Or sometimes I'd be streaming it from the different cities in Australia from when the Titans are playing. But, it's really cool to actually just be sitting here and I don't know how much you can actually see, really, because it might not blur out, but, just to see, here in Hua Hin, it's a pretty cool view being in Thailand and watching the rugby league right now. It's actually mad. It's mad, especially being here on the ocean as well. All right, so Panthers here. They are 10 metres out from the line. That's a cracker view. That's what I'm saying. You got the mountains over there. You got the beach here. You got the city here. It's cool as left-hand side. And McLean is 10 metres out. And they'll be 5 metres away from the line, third tackle. Isaiah Papali'i, he'll be 3 metres out, fourth tackle. He's lost the ball. Isaiah Papali'i's had a shock here. He goes outside. That's crazy. I do go outside, Olivia. No, I do. Yeah, no, sometimes I do touch grass. It's a surprise. It's a very big surprise. So if they're going to challenge us here, I'll go for the 2 if it's a penalty. Ian, how about this one? How about I give you this one? If it's a penalty here to the Panthers, do you take the 2? Do you take the 2? Because there's only 59 seconds left. Maybe you get some points. You're only down by 2. Take a couple field goals. You know, maybe we're onto something there. Oh, he's just lost the ball. Fuck off, man. Why are you challenging that, Papa Lee? Does he? That right hand actually is there. I think his hand comes through. They are going to say it's a penalty. Successful challenge. They are going to say. I think it's probably actually the right call. Like at first, I didn't see his hand there at all. That's why I was just like, come on, man, why are we challenging that? But then, yeah, you look into it, and he definitely does knock it out. Take the 2, Ian. Take the 2. Then you're only down by 2 field goals. You know, you got to start thinking outside of the box. It's a complex box here. You got to start thinking outside the box, mate. Exactly right, Sundo. Take the 2, you rats. Unbelievable stuff. Now take a field goal here. Don't go over the 2, just take the field goal. Isaiah Papali'i here, 5 metres out. They give it out the back to Cleary. Cleary, good read by Villiam Kickout to see Isaac Tungo coming through. 5 metres away. If they get another penalty, they actually will take the 2, and Ian might blow his head off. His head will just be lost. Panthers! Oh my gosh. Blaze Talungi has gotten so close on multiple times. Hey, guess what? They should have taken the 2 because they would have been down at 6-4 rather than 6-2 because it's a knock on, and that's going to be half time. Tracy defence tonight has been incredible. Connor Tracy's defence tonight has been incredible. He has stopped multiple tries here. Like Blaze Salungi again is through, and then 1 metre out. Connor Tracy has just had his number every single time. He's got him on speed dial, son. He's got him on absolute speed dial, baby. But 6-2 to the Bulldoggy Dog Woof Woof at half time. Obviously, guys, hit that like button and subscribe. We'll be live for every single game this weekend. But let's go through some of these stats here before I do head into the aircon for a couple of minutes before we get back underway here with the second Mundost half. But, all right, team stats. These will update at halftime, guys. So this is just a guide. They're not going to separate by too much. But as you guys know, the runs and run meters and whatnot update as we're usually speaking about them. But 53% for the Dogs, 47% for the Panthers. Time possession is 15 minutes for the Dogs and 13 minutes and 3 seconds for the Panthers. Both completion rates is actually very, very good here from both these teams. Both these completion rates are solid. 86% for the Dogs at 19 from 22 and 85% here for the Panthers at 18 from 21. So for people who aren't really aware, 80% is the marker. 78% to 80% is kind of like it's okay. Anything under 78% you're not really looking for. But 80% and above is great, what you need, and then 85 and 86 is very, very good. So neither team's making too many mistakes here. Then you go to the runs. So the Bulldogs have had 100 runs compared to the Panthers with 88. And the Bulldogs got 890 metres compared with the Panthers of 723. The post-contact is 298 to the Dogs and 244 to the Panthers. So 12 runs. The post-contact metres is massively an advantage there of the Dogs, regardless of the comparison, you know, because we're about to compare the 2 with the 12, but post-contact meters is massively an advantage of the Dogs, even if you give the Panthers the extras. But 88, now it's 90, 733, so you try to average out 10 meters per run, which is what you're looking for. They're actually at 89 runs, so you give them 110 more meters, 730 goes to 840. They're still down by 50 meters. So the Dogs are still clearly winning this battle when they've got the ball. They're getting more of those meters, and yeah, it's literally 90 runs, 740 run meters to 100 runs for 890. So the Dogs were in the advantage here in regards to the meters on both post-contact and all runs. Line breaks is 2-1 Dogs. Tackle breaks is 16-15 of the Panthers. So despite it being a very strong defensive game, both teams still have missed a few missed tackles there. Now the average set distance, this is really crucial here. So to go over it as I usually do, if you get anywhere underneath 30, meters average set distance, then I don't even want to look at you. I'd nearly end the stream. I'd throw this laptop off the balcony if you're under 30. I actually have promised you guys, if a team finishes at halftime under 25, I am cancelling the stream at that point. I will end the stream at that point. Now, luckily, neither of these two teams are anywhere close to that. But 25 and under, I'm cancelling the stream. 25 to 30, I wouldn't even spit at it. 30 to 35 is underwhelming, not good. 35 to 40 is okay, basic, average, what you'd expect. 40 to 45 is great. 45 to 50 is fantastic, and 50 plus is out of this world. Now, the Panthers are at 36.7, so they're on the lower end of a very average stat line there, set distance-wise. So they're really not making that move through the middle, and this is why they are missing guys like Fisher Harris, right? And they are missing that real crucial leader that would really push them over the line in the forwards, because I just don't think they have a pure leader right now. I don't think Moses Leota, Lindsay Smith and whatnot are the leader they need in the front row. I think Moses Leota is a great second man in charge. I don't think he's a great first man in charge. And you can kind of see this in regards to the run meters and the set distance. But they're at 37.54, which is a little bit higher now, but it's bang smack in the middle of average. And then for the Bulldogs, they're at 40.46, so they're on the extreme low end of a very good. They're at a great level, but the extreme low end of 40.46, but you're very happy with that. Anything above 40 and you're over the moon. Average playable speed is 3.6 seconds here for the Dogs. 2.91 seconds here for the Panthers is actually wild. 2.91 seconds is very fast. That is the fastest we've seen. Usually we're seeing fast at like 3.1. Where fast is like 3.3, 3.36, 3.3. The Dogs are at 3.6, which is getting to the slower side, but not too slow. 2.91 seconds average play the ball speed is actually spectacular. Wow, that's really fast. Offloads here is 8-8 between the teams. Then you've got kick defusal, both teams at 100%. Forced dropouts is 1 apiece. The defensive effective tackle percentage... Okay, so the Panthers here, so the basis is what you want to average at 88. 88% is a minimum. 90% and above is unbelievable. The Panthers are at 89.43%, which is bang smack in between what you're expecting and unbelievable. They're not quite unbelievable, but they're doing a very good job. 220 tackles made here for 15 missed tackles and 11 ineffective. That's not great. 26 bad tackles across the half is not fantastic. And when we say bad tackles, we're inclusive of missed and ineffective. So 26 bad tackles there for the Panthers with 220 tackles made. And then for the Dogs, they've got 86.73%. So they're under the bare minimum here. Their defense hasn't actually been as good on a pure statistical measure. It hasn't been as good as what it's looked, because both teams have looked like they've got fantastic defense in this game, and I would still say that they do. But 86.73% isn't hitting the mark at the moment. It's not too far away though. Tackles made is 196 for the Dogs, with 16 missed tackles and 14 ineffective. So that's 30 bad tackles across the game. So only 1 more missed tackle than the Panthers and 3 more ineffective tackles than the Panthers. So defensively, the Bulldogs are there, and Connor Tracy has saved their bacon on multiple occasions now. But defensively, they have been there. But overall, on a statistical measure here, effective tackle percentage, it's not at the level you would necessarily want it to be. Negative play is 5-4 here for the Panthers. 3-5 in penalties conceded. Bulldogs way. Bulldogs conceded 5. Panthers conceded 3. Ruck infringements is 2-2, and inside the 10 is 1-0 in favour of the Panthers there. So overall, a quick summary. Panthers defense has actually been better despite the fact that they're down 6-2. Run meters wise, the Dogs are killing it, like crushing them. Now we've equaled it out. See, this is to make it understandable for you guys. Now it's 97 to 100 on run meters, and it's 789 to 890. So remember how before I said average at 10 meters per run gets it to about 820, 830. Well, with 3 runs, they'd go 799, 809, 819, which is up around that, where I was saying that would be if you give that 10 meters per run. So that's why I tried a comparison, and now it's similar. So yeah, look, overall, the Dogs are deserving of their lead. The completion rate's actually dropped down to 81% now. It was 86%. They actually had 1 more error there, the Dogs. But overall, it's yeah, this game is a very good game. It's a high quality game here between two teams who are desperate for a win. The Dogs need a win to stay in first position, and the Panthers need a win to stay in the 8. Dasmay says they're not Queensland in Game 3 last year. Takes 2 penalty goals to make them look like they actually scored a try. Hey Daz, you're only as good as your last game. Don't forget it. How about that one? How about that one, Daz? How about that one, Daz, mate? You're only as good as your last game. And Queensland won. So it means that we're pretty good. It means we're pretty good, buddy. Mitchell says, Laurie would have scored that. Not everyone can be as good as Laurie. Keanu Kenny's the go. Logan Ball says, this is why the Dogs are the real deal. Dogs of war, baby. Why the dog? What do you mean? This is why the Dogs are the real deal. What's the reason? Like, okay, why? Okay, I'm not disagreeing with you, but you saying this is why the Dogs are the real deal. What is this? what is this exactly? What is this? Sanders says, taste the finals of this game. Yes, great. Seb Watson says, probably because the backs made out so much for Panthers and land on their front a lot. Yeah, sure. Olivia says, congrats on winning the cricket, Seb. Don't worry, I got into him about it already. What? Oh, is that you getting into me about it? I thought you were just telling me about the score. No, we don't give a fuck about England cricket. Yeah, no, I didn't even realise that was you having a crack at me about it. Yeah, no, I couldn't give a shit. England can go and win all they like. They're going to get still beaten 5-0 in Australia, like they always pretty much do. But I didn't realise that was you getting into me. I thought you were just telling me the score. WSP, it's been a great game. One of my favourites to watch this year. No, it's been unreal. No, it's been a really good game. It's been a really good game between two very solid defensive teams here, man. Jake Pike says, one of the highest standard games I've ever... yeah, one of the highest standard games I've seen in a few years. Both teams are so committed in D. Yeah, no, defensively, like it's crazy to me that the Bulldogs are actually effective tackle percentage wise not hitting the mark at 88%, but. You know, they're there or thereabouts still, but yeah, this is why statistics don't prove an entire story. If you're actually just watching the game, you know both these teams defensively have been incredible. But if you look at the defensive markers there, like you're looking at 15 missed tackles, 16 missed tackles, 11 ineffective and 14 ineffective, and like you're seeing 26 and 30 bad tackles in total, and you're just like, okay, well this isn't great. But then you actually watch the game here, and you can see how it's been, how solid it's been. Ian says, Oz looked good against the Windies last night. Yeah, no, they looked dreadful last night. It was really my mum getting into you. Oh, there you go. Yeah, well, I didn't even know. No, I didn't even know. I'll slander England till the cows come home. We'll do it again. You want to? We can sit here and slander. Get your mum back. Get your mum back. I'll sit here and slander England the entire time. We'll start talking about trophies in pretty much every single sport known to humankind that they invented too. The gritty, defensive, never given attitude that reflects a 6-2 scoreline. Not many teams can do what the Dogs are doing. Well, maybe not. Are you saying like specifically this year? Because I think that I would say the Raiders definitely can. The Storm can. I don't know how many times they do, but they can. I don't know if the Warriors can. I would agree with that. The Panthers obviously can because they're showing it right now as well. But again, like the Dogs are leading in most of the statistics right now. So, you know, and the Panthers are only down by 4 points. So there's still a whole 40 minutes to go here in this half. So I wouldn't be tooting your own horns too quickly just yet. If you win this game, great, because this is a very big game. People are going to look at the positioning of the Panthers, and they're going to say, oh, it's only 8th position. You know, they drop off, and they can probably drop off to about 11th or so this weekend. But actually, have they dropped off? Was there a bye that put them down further now? No. The Roosters haven't been updated yet either. So yeah, the Panthers can drop as low as they can drop as low as 11th. Technically, they could drop as low as 12th, but that's not going to be happening. But the Panthers are a very good team. So this is this is a game. Hold on, has it updated yet? I don't know if they've given the Roosters their points. 2, 4, 6, 8, 10, 12, 14. Yeah, no, they haven't. They haven't given their 2 points yet because the Roosters are actually in 5th position right now. Because they've got the bye. Screw Dylan Edwards, put Con Tracy in the cider. No. You know who I think put in the cider at fullback? Put Max King in there. Put Max King at fullback. Put Max King as a fullback. Jake says, should shout out to McLean too. He got the points over Critter in that first half. Yeah, I agree. I think that Case McLean was good. I thought that was the most enjoyable battle. McLean versus Crichton. You definitely would have expected Crichton to wipe the floor with him, but ultimately, I thought that McLean really held his own quite well. Guys, I'm going to run in and grab a drink of water. I'll grab a drink from the mini bar. Hit that thumbs up button and subscribe. I'll be back in literally a couple of seconds. Don't go anywhere. Keep talking shit about England sports. We'd love to see it. can have a look at that while I'm gone. Oh, true. We're actually back now. Lucky I came in just now. Damn. All right, we're back. See you later. Okay, seek help, Brenton. Seek help, mate. But we are back. Second half has started, you guys. Hit that thumbs up button and subscribe. Smack it. Smack it in. But 40 minutes left here of a great game. Got plenty of time to go. The Dogs will start off with it, and it'll be, I think, third tackle here at the 30. Logan says, I wouldn't argue with Max King at fullback. Very wise choice. King for a reason. Exactly right. You know, exactly right. Good to start thinking. Wouldn't be a stream without a ladyboy mention. Yeah, especially from you, Brenton. You've been in Thailand before, so it's definitely concerning. Out of everyone here, you're the main one who said that he's specifically been to Thailand, and you do love a good speaking about a ladyboy, son. So I'm a bit worried. About you, Mr. Wesley. But then again, you're a Nova Castro and Newcastle Knights fan, so always going to be worried about you. Second tackle. You've been there for a while too, mate. Yeah, but I've come here for a fitness retreat, and you can see it. Like I very clearly, I'm not buddy Mr. Fatty that I was when I was in India. You, however, and I'm in Hua Hin. If I was in like Pattaya or Phuket or Koh Samui or Bangkok, I get it. But in Hua Hin, I don't think it's not necessarily a place that you go if you want to party. Okay, didn't even know that, Lion Balls. So that's interesting. Oh, what's happening here? My stream's just completely like frozen. Are we still live? Can you guys make sure? Can you let me know that we're still going? Can you let me know that we're still going here? My actual game is actually just like frozen. I don't know. I'm trying to click on live. I'm gonna have to refresh this. Hold on. We'll try this one again. Try and get this one live. Yeah, I've seen lagging there this week. I still love it. Okay, beautiful. Okay, so it's on now. So Dogs with the ball, and they're 32 meters out even their own line. That was completely all over the shop. Like the game, I was clicking on live, and then it would take me back Country Road. Out to kind of Tracy out to Crichton. Crichton here gives it out to Marcelo Montoya, and Montoya will get taken down at the 50 on fourth tackle. 50 on fourth tackle. He's lost the ball. Daz, mate, is a big Marcelo Montoya fan. Massive Marcelo Montoya fan. Massive Montoya fan. Massive. Daz, mate, how big of a Marcelo Montoya fan are you? So knock on there from the Dogs. And the Panthers are going to get the ball. They get the ball. We're good. Okay, sweet. So 37 minutes to go here of the game, and the Panthers will have the ball here at the halfway point. Nathan Cleary rolls it back to Mitch Kenny, then off to Brian To'o, and To'o to the 45. I want to see how far behind you guys might be from me. How many fingers am I holding up right now? How many fingers? How many fingers am I holding up right now? All right, Panthers now will get this ball to the 38. Second tackle. And they'll get to Liam Henry. And Henry is going to be 33 metres out. Jace is 4. No, I was holding up 6, mate. Come on, you've got to really start watching, mate. You've got to start watching. Here come the Panthers. It's McLean. And McLean's going to be 25 metres out for tackle. Look what happens when you get rid of Skelton. Daz, I think he's still freaking out. He's still freaking out about Marcelo Montoya. So fifth tackle here for the Panthers, and they are 20 metres away. They go out to the right-hand side, off to Nathan Cleary. Cleary kicks that ball up. Panthers chase it through. Going to be grabbed here by Penrith. It gets knocked backwards, and then that's going to be Liam Martin held on the ground. So it's going to be a switch over. Dog to the ball at 10. Okay. Yeah, Brenton, you definitely need to seek some serious help. That's for sure. I'm definitely not reading that comment out publicly. I'm not reading that comment out. Jeez. I want that cloud cover back. Alright, so first tackle here for Canterbury at their own 15. Now Marcelo Montoya, hold the ball, son. Hold the ball. That's all you got to do. It's a big part. It's a big rule in rugby league. Don't know if Montoya knows this, that you've got to hold the ball. Not hold the door, hold the ball. Third tackle for Canterbury at the 20. Not making a great deal of metres here. They've only made 10 metres in 3 tackles. Out to Burton. And Burton, who's had a solid enough game, he'll get this ball to the 33-4 tackle. I do think that a man of the match right now has to go to Connor Tracy, if anything. There's no one that I think deserves it more than Connor Tracy. Alright, so Burton kicks this one down. Dylan Edwards at the 15, and he's going to bring it out now to the 20 and the 25. 35 minutes left. Off to Brian To'o. And To'o is going to be at the 30 on second tackle. It's only a 4-point game. It is only a 4-point game. Off to Thomas Jenkins. Daz, mate, just you didn't answer before. I just want to get your viewpoint, get your thought process. I'm really intrigued whether you believe that Marcelo Montoya is the greatest winger of all time or not. So 4 tackle here at the halfway point. Middle says Kiraz is stat padding with that useless offload. And they get the offload away there. Right-hand side, Henry, Nathan Cleary, Liam Martin. And Liam Martin's going to be a 5th tackle here, 42 metres away. Mitch Kenny now. Off to Nathan Cleary. And Cleary kicks that one up. Straight down. Connor Tracy gets it and gets absolutely crunched. And then gets crunched again, but he gets up twice. He wasn't held. I don't know why the referee said he was held. Siraj says 9H. Are you Muhammad Siraj by any chance? Are you Muhammad Siraj? No Muhammad Siraj is allowed here. Beg your pardon, I'm just asking you a question, Dasma. Just a simple question. Is Marcelo Montoya the greatest winger that ever played with the Bulldogs? It's just a simple question. Very simple question, actually. I don't want a name. It says Roosters' best team. Okay, well, I'm going to have to politely disagree with you on that notion there. But, you don't want a name, and I don't want to hear it. So Matt Burton, he's going to kick this ball from the 42. And Dylan Edwards is going to pick it up at the 13 and out to the 15 to the 20. Edwards has been solid, but he got dragged back to the 15 there from the 20. Dasma says, let me tell you about that guy. That guy, okay. Yep, no, it went down a path that I was not necessarily not expecting. No random Rooster Circle joke here. No, we don't random Rooster Circle joke here. I don't want answers. Who do you go for? I'm a big fan of the Papua New Guinea team coming in. Big fan. I live in Port Moresby. Yeah, big Port Moresby fan. Go the Cummels. Go the Cummels. Go to Cummels. Massive Cummels fan. Now the Dogs grab it at the 25. And Jake Kiraz will come back to about... I don't know why these players do these sideways runs where they end up just losing meters. It doesn't make sense to me. Every kind of like fullback and winger does it. Maybe it's to prevent the impact, but they always do, and they end up losing meters. So Dogs now, second tackle at 30. Third tackle. Out to Kurt Man to Burton. Oh, that's a huge hit, dude. That is a huge hit. Brian Tuttle just rocked Tracy. Can you guys stop bullying content creators in the chat, please? Can you just stop bullying content creators? But just look at the influence David Nofaluma has on these new generation backs, man. Dude, I'll always remember David Nofaluma for having a crack of the shits at me at Seabass. He, I don't know what he said. I can't remember what he said, but he like, oh, Skunk was not here. It was funny. I said something about his contract, and he just snapped back, dude. Like he snapped back, but I didn't hear. I didn't get to hear what he said. But like he was in the play. It was in the play. We ended up winning that game, but it was very funny because he snapped, dude. Even his own fan base is bullying him. Is that true? So fourth tackle here for the Panthers. Now give it out to Zai Yo. They've got numbers. Yeah, that was the way here. They got a 3 on 1. Out to the left. That time go back to Brian Toto here at the 20. Good scramble defense there from the Dogs. Good scramble defense there from Canterbury. Dylan Edwards gives it to Nathan Cleary. Cleary, that's charged down. This is going to be a knock on against the Panthers. Yep. That's a knock on there against the Panthers. It was a charge down. It would have been 6 again there for the Panthers, but Zai Yo will knock it on. I don't want a name says, I like Nawank me wit Awasia Tessessa. So your favourite player is a guy you can't even spell his name right, and unless you're telling me to wank you, which is really weird. It's Nawanga Tawasa, very simple, very simple. But 30 minutes to go here at the game. Hit that thumbs up button, subscribe. I don't even know what you were trying to do there, because I can obviously see you've put wank me, but I don't know what's happened there. So the Dogs now, good run there from Masada Montoya. You like to do what? It's a sick man. Sick man. Second tackle now for the Bulldoggy Dogs at the 50. It was a great run there from Montoya, the greatest Bulldogs winger of all time, Daz. Kurt Mann, short ball. Now there'll be 45 metres out, third tackle. I will say Paul Gallen for PM after saying Sonny Bill Williams should be wiped from Dogs history. Well, I don't actually disagree with it. Like, at the end of the day, his best rugby league days were at the Dogs, but that was when he was, like, young. But the way that situation happened, like, I get it. I understand the notion of it all. So, fifth tackle and Reid Marnie is going to be 33 metres out. Dogs need John Asiata back badly. Yeah, that is exactly who they've been missing. John Asiata. So that's a penalty. Well, no. Well, no, referee. Well, no. Marcelo Montoya is not going for the ball. Well, no. He's just taken out the player there. I'm sorry, but no. Like, that's ridiculous. Like, how on earth is that not, firstly, Montoya hitting him before the ball gets there, but also, secondly, he's barely over the ball. Barely. I don't think he was at that point. Anyway, so it's going to be a fourth tackle here for the Dogs at the 40. Off to Nathan Cleary. Cleary here to Liam Henry, and he just hasn't been doing much at all today. Out to Nathan Cleary, and he's going to kick this one down for it's a 40-20, but it's not even going to have anywhere close to the angle on it. And then Connor Tracy, he'll get that ball to the 30. First tackle. I don't think there's ever been a better 2-game stint. No, Chris Gravesmill, mate. Chris Gravesmill. Now that's a good stint. Alright, fourth tackle now for the Dogs. They're going to be 45 metres away here from the Panthers line through Kurt Mann. Why hasn't Liam Henry been sent to prison yet? What? Liam Henry been sent to prison yet? What's going on? Have I missed something? I will stream that Paul Gallen versus Samuel Williams fight in a couple weeks' time, though. Is that before or after Origin? I think it's after Origin, isn't it? It's like 16th of July for that fight. Like, that would have been such a huge fight like 4, 5, 6 years ago, man. But No, not 4, 5, 6. Yeah, 4, 5 years ago, that would have been such a massive fight, Gal versus Sonny Bill. Now, people will still watch it and get around it, but, like, they're both old now, especially Gal. Galvin's on. Oh, yes, can't wait for the commentary circle jerk to come. Nathan Cleary's away here. Nathan Cleary's away. The 45 to 50. He's going to fake the kick. Oh, he should have actually probably kicked it. He probably should have kicked it, but that was a great tackle there from Jacob Preston. So Mitch Kenny gives it off to Blaze Salongi. Then off to Dylan Edwards. Edwards at the 40. He'll flick it across. They got quick hands. BrianTott was away now at the 35, and he has to cut back at the 40. And Villiam kick out falls off him, and they'll be 30 metres out. It was a great run from Nathan Cleary, but great scramble defense from the Dogs. All right, so Nathan Cleary now. He is going to keep that ball up on fit tackle. It should be an easy one here for Montoya, and he does get it, and he'll be taken down at the 10 first tackle. It's a very good game. As you said before, Sutter, this is a finals-esque game. It's reminding me a lot of the Dogs versus Manly game from last year. Not saying Panthers win, but I'm just saying because obviously Manly won that game. But it is reminding me a lot of that Dogs versus Manly game in the first week of the finals, which was the only really enjoyable finals matchup of last year, to be completely honest with you. And Galvin now fourth tackle. He'll get this ball to the 30. Ah, here comes the circle jerk. I heard a little bit. Pants are coming down, commentary. Charge down Panthers, Nathan Cleary! Oh, the Panthers will score. Nathan Cleary has come up as the clutch player that he is these last few moments. That breakaway down the left-hand side, and then for him to charge that ball down there to pick it up and to score. Hey, guess what, Ian? You like it? That 2 points is looking all right. There we go. There we go. Nathan Cleary just doing Nathan Cleary things, man. Nathan Cleary just doing Nathan Cleary things. It's 6-6 with a kick to come. 25 minutes to go here of the game, and it's about to be 8-6 here to the Penrith Panthers, mate. Penrith Panthers. Didn't Horsburgh have a 2-game stint there? To buddy Horsburgh. Look what happens when Galvin comes on. Isan Martin, don't even. No, Mitchell, wrong. Incorrect, wrong. Incorrect. Daz makes this knock on. So the thing is, Daz, you are right. Just without being right, you are actually, in fact, wrong. But you are right in being wrong because it is not a knock on. It was a charge down, Daz. Very illegal charge down. Considering Daz, as a Dogs fan, Vili, I'm a kick out, does this for fun usually, and he actually did it to one of my mates, Hannah Boyd, which I'll never forgive him for. You would definitely know that that is actually, in fact, a charge down, not a knock on. Brocky Sports with a $3 donation says that he loves big booty Latinas. Thank you very much, Brocky Sports, for letting us know. Thank you very much for letting us know. Or I don't think that anyone will disagree with you. Definitely not me. But thank you very much for the $3 donation. And try time bing bong mudder boosh. Benjamin says, how is that not a knock on? Benjamin, it's called a charge down. Wait, you actually serious? Can I just confirm? Are we actually like seriously having a discussion where that's a charge down or not, lads? Guys, come on. There's no way. This would have to be someone's first year watching rugby league to not know that's a charge down. Lane Balsick says that's all they got. Go again. What do you mean that's all they got? They're lead. It's a great game, Volt Hunter. Absolutely. Someone says this was a shit kick from Burton, kicked it into his stomach. Yeah, no, it wasn't a fantastic kick from Burton, but Cleary was, he planned it. Get a grip, Benjamin. Never a knock on. Benjamin says that's messed up. Benjamin, I've got to ask you, I don't know if you're rage baiting or you're being serious. Are you being serious or are you rage baiting? I just need to know, man, for educational purposes here. Because if you're actually serious and want to know, I'll tell you what the rule is. If you're like a new fan of rugby league. But if you're rage baiting, then eat a dick. This is all because you mentioned Manly Dogs last year. Hey, that's actually a point. That is actually a good point. Time the dark fire out. Time him out. Time that. Fucking little dark fire. How dare you? Time him out. I want my race. Time that man out. Get him out of here. Get that man out of here. Get him out of my face. I'm not rage baiting. Okay, 1 second. Fifth tackle, Mitch Kenny to Nathan Cleary, and he will kick that ball up. The chase through here from the Panthers. And knock on Penrith. They're going to play it on here. They're going to play it on, but it's going to be a knock on. So he's just doing this just to make sure that the bunker can review it. But this will be a no try. Okay, so Benjamin, Okay, so Benjamin, no, you're literally incorrect, bro, and 1,000,000,000% incorrect. I do need you to relax for a second while we tell you the rules of the game. When a player is going for a kick, it's definitely knock on. When a player is going to kick the ball, you are allowed to hit the ball down. You are allowed to hit the ball down with your hand, right? And it's not a knock on. So Mitchell's just tied him out because he can't be bothered dealing with it. It's literally a rule in the game, Benjamin. It's called a charge down, that when someone is trying to kick the ball downfield, your player is allowed to effectively knock the ball on and then regather it, and it's fine. That's been a rule since the 1st of January 0, right? It's been a rule forever and ever till death do us part. So you must be a new fan. It's okay, but to then comment saying if Bulldogs did that, it would have been a knock-on. It's very ignorant. It's a very ignorant comment, because I actually thought you were taking the piss at first, because this is a rule that has been a thing for a very long time, man. So it's like, the ignorance astounds me in that last comment. Bulldogs did that before. The tackle out the 42. It's just, it's funny when people are so confident and people are so desperate to say that it's the ref's fault that they don't even know the rules of the game. And this is the problem with social media. So, 4th tackle here at the 45. How can you be so confidently wrong? Jimmy James says Bulldogs did do that earlier in the game. Actually, you're right. You're right, Jimmy. They did, didn't they? You're right. You're right. 5th tackle. I don't know if they got the ball back, though. I think it went straight to the Panthers, didn't it? And, oh, jeez, Brian Tott was going to get hit hard there, but he gets up and he'll be taken down here at the 5. Okay, Benjamin, brother, please, for the love of all that is mighty, dude, listen to the words that are coming out of my mouth. You are literally incorrect. As simple as that. Literally incorrect. I don't even need to say anything more. I've explained it to you. If you can't listen to it, then feel free to go and complain about the referees, and everyone will laugh at you and tell you the exact same thing I've told you today. So if you don't want to listen to the rules of the game, my advice is probably go onto Google, type in rules of rugby league, and give it a quick little scan through, and you will understand that you are literally incorrect. You couldn't be further from the correct answer. You're not listening, though, because you just said, well, if it was the Warriors, though, every single team does charge downs, bro. Like, every single... I'm moving on from you. So it's going to be the Dogs here at the ball at the 15. There you go, brother. Go read the rules. So it's going to be Bulldogs with the ball at the 35, and it'll be first tackle out at the 40. 42, Jacob Kiraz. Yo knocked it on, you're right, Jimmy, yeah. So second tackle. Benjamin, go back to the netball, mate. This game's not for you. Hey, well, you can support the Titans netball team. How about that? How about that? Because we have a netball team. So third tackle at the 45, and they spread this out to Matt Burton. Viliami Kickout, and Viliami Kickout offloads it, hits the grass. Grass back and play here. Knock on. Hey, Benjamin, guess what? Guess what? That's a knock on. That one right there. Benjamin, that one was a knock on. Wasn't a charge down. That one wasn't a charge down. That, my friend, that was a knock on. That was a knock on. So Vili Bombili throws the ball back, and as Jacob Kira is trying to pick up that ball, he just drops it, drops his lollies everywhere. You'll find, Benjamin, it's okay, man. It's very difficult to read chat, right? Because I've got to figure out who's a troll, who's a dickhead, who's a good person, who's a troll and a good person, who's a dickhead but also a bit of a good person, and it's very difficult to actually read. But the thing that annoyed me the most was that when I gave you the rules, you came back with it, but if it was this team or if it was that team, and it's like, I don't give a shit if it was, you know, the Youngunas Schooners, mate. Like, the point of the matter is that it's it is what it is. Is scam worse than fraud alert? Absolutely, hello people. Absolutely. 2 meters backwards, Brenton. That wasn't a knock on. Stop it, Brenton. Please don't. So 20 minutes to go here of the game. Hit that like button. Subscribe if you're new around here. We'll be live for every single game this weekend. 19.5 minutes left. It's second tackle for the Panthers. 20 meters out. They're up 8-6. Mitch Kenny to Isaiah Yo. Nathan Cleary. Great passing. Great passing. Great passing. Brian Toto at the 15. And Vili Bombili will take him down to the 10. Now we all know how this. Now we all know this is how you assess us. Yeah, no, I don't hide from it. No, I don't hide. Yeah, Daz, mate, you are all of the above. Oh, knock on from the Panthers. The lollies are gone. The bag, he put it underneath, and the lollies just came squirting out, and there was no bottom to the bag. It was just a complete hole. All gone. All gone. Knock on. Knock on. Mitchell says, at least the Bulls got their Patrick Williams replacement. He can't be any worse than Williams right now. That is correct. But then again, we could have selected you and he wouldn't be worse. You wouldn't be worse than Patrick Williams. Gary says, g'day, just finished a few. Look at him trying to assimilate. Assimilate? Assimilate. Look at Gary trying to assimilate here. Hey, g'day everyone. What do you think you're Australian, Gary? You think you're an Aussie, mate? So you must be a big cricket fan for Australia then. Is that right? Is that right, Gary? Just finished a few meetings and thought I'd join. Are you all well? Doing all right, mate. Well, my view is this right now. I'm watching a fantastic rugby league game. I'm not going to complain. You know, I've got a beautiful view here for this game, and it's a fantastic game of rugby league. One of the best matches of the season so far, for sure. Quality-wise, they get the ball offloaded, and it's going to be Panthers' ball. It's going to be Panthers' ball. No, it's not. Yeah, it's going to be knock-on from the Dogs. It's going to be knock-on from the dog. Woof, woof. All right, there we go. Good pressure there from the Pennies. Ian says, this couldn't be going any worse for me. Please score, Dogs. Ian, I did say this before. So he went over the sideline. That's what they've called. When the Panthers scored, I was like, Ian, what are we thinking? What are we thinking? Dasmate says, come on, Seraldo. Get Corey Payne on. Oh, man. Get Tim Laffey on. Where's Tim Laffey when you need him? Get Tim Laffey on. All right, so the Panthers, they're going to be 30 metres away from the line. Second tackle, 17 minutes to go. Sunny day in England, Brenton? Well, that's a lie. You're asking, that's just a trick question because Gary's going to answer you probably something like not today, maybe a bit overcast. Gary said not today, maybe a bit overcast. See, I told you. That's exactly what you just said. Fourth tackle now for the Panthers at 15 because that's what it is every single day. That's what it is every single day. So fifth tackle now with the Panthers, 10 metres away from the line. Mitch Kenny gives it to Nathan Cleary. Cleary short ball, and Liam Martin taking out the 5, so it's going to be a switch over. And I love how Voss is circle jerking the Canterbury defence. All they did was run the ball into the line. So it's going to be Dogs' ball here at the 5. So this is a great game. Gary says, I just want to ask, did you see the cricket score? England versus India. What a chase and victory. Mate, fantastic stuff. Fantastic stuff. We'll still do you in 5-0 though. Just like we absolutely slapped India in their recent tour here in Australia. Second tackle here at the 15. If Panthers score again, that 2 points will be very valuable. Well, right now the 2 points is very valuable. Do you want to know why, Jimmy? Would you like to know why the 2 points is very valuable right now already, Jimmy James? Sydney rained off, you said. Yeah, but we won 4-0. So it's like we still nilled you. And I don't know, when was the last time England actually won a test match in Australia? It's actually a genuine question. Is Galvin going to do something, or is he just getting cardio in? No, Daz, he is the cardio man. It's like in ice hockey, where you have like a player who's literally there just to fight. Well, he's literally there just to do cardio. Yeah, that's Lachlan Galvin's career alignment with Canterbury Bulldogs. That'd be a good game. Juve versus Man City tomorrow morning. It's a not bad time for me, 1 a.m. Just came back. Who scored? The try scorers have been Nathan Cleary and Jacob Preston. Nathan Cleary charged the ball down and was able to score basically under the post, and that's why they're in the lead 8-6 and Ian's crying. Galvin's a big fan of Tony Snell. Tony Snell, that's a Bucks legend right there, mate. That's a Bucks legend. Kawaja going to retire for the Tessinels this year, you would probably assume. Nathan Cleary gives it off to Isaac Tungo, and they'll be fit tackle at the 45. Brian off to Nathan Cleary. And Cleary with 14.5 minutes left here. Tomorrow's games really don't get you going, but the Saturday and Sunday's games are probably the best day of the week. Probably the best day. Tony Snell, the NRL. How good's Tony Snell? Galvin's a smart man to join the Doggies. Is he? Is he? Why is he a smart man to have joined the Dogs? I think that he could be a smart man to join the Dogs, but I also think that it could come back to haunt him, because I do think that he would have actually fit with the Eels system quite well. And I know that's a funny thing to say, but the Dogs are in a bit of a shambles right now in regards to positions, and that, my friends, is Panthers ball at the 40. It's 0 tackle. And there you go, 0 tackle at 45. Panthers are all over it right now, man. The 2 points are looking all right. Why is Mitchell? What's he done? No. Oh, Dogs intercept. Dogs intercept. That's huge pressure. That's huge pressure. Okay, Mitch, we didn't need to do that one, man. I don't think that he should have been timed out just then. Second tackle here at the 40. Now, Viliame kick out, gives it out to Josh Curran, and Curran's going to be 33 metres out. And then again, moderators do what moderators do. You guys know better. So Bailey Hayward out to man, and then Jagger Preston's going to be 33 metres out. Errors from Bulldogs, 23 metres out. Errors from the Bulldogs could cost them the game. Yeah, that's usually how it does work. You are right. Fifth tackle here for the Dogs at the 15. 12 minutes and 50 seconds to go here in the game. Only a 2-point game. Bronson Cherry rolls it back. They give it off to Lachlan Galvin. Oh, I don't like the kick, but Crichton grabs it. Toby Sexton take it down to the 5. Taking it down to 5. Rogue mods, Jay. Mitchell is a rogue mod. He's still upset about Cleveland. He's still upset about Cleveland. But that was a good take there by Crichton. The kick was not good from Galvin. Crichton does at least gets it and then gives the ball to Toby. He just didn't have anyone to get it to. Mitchell says, we get enough circle jerk from the commentators. We don't need more people in the chat. I get you. No, I get you. That pass was forward by 10 years. It's not possible for a pass to go forward by years, Daz, but I agree with you. So third tackle. So Isaiah Papali'i, they roll to the right side, Lindsay Smith to the 30. I don't think the Panthers give a shit about scoring. I haven't seen any intention from them to actually score. All I've seen is intention from them to hold this score out right now. So fifth tackle, Mitch Kenny off to Nathan Cleary. And Nathan Cleary will kick this one down into the corner. Alphonse says last try Panthers. Well, there was the last try. We are watching the game, yeah. First tackle here for the Dogs at the 30. That would be why the Panthers are currently leading right now. But I want to go back to Ian. I want to ask Ian right now. I just want to have a quick little conversation here with Mr. Ian. What are we thinking about that 2 points? What are we thinking? We're thinking maybe alright? Thinking maybe something maybe alright? I actually realised it's a third tackle here for the Bulldogs at the 50. Hayward out to Jacob Preston, and Preston's going to be 45 metres away from the Panthers line. 10 minutes to go here of the game, guys. Hit that thumbs up button and subscribe. 10 minutes to go. I was actually thinking at the end of the first half, Ian, I was like, you actually were in a bit of a lose. No, it goes over the sideline. It goes dead. Oh my gosh, that actually nearly ended up being an amazing try. So I realised, Ian, you were in a bit of a lose situation with that kind of call, on the basis that, like, I have the whole game to prove you wrong, whilst you kind of didn't. Do you know what I'm saying? And again, neither one was wrong. It's an interesting conversation. Even now, like, it's still 6-6. Like, there's no real issue with it, and they could have actually ended up being at 12-6 rather than 8-6 if they had scored at this set. So it's like no one's wrong anyway. But from my vantage point, I have an entire 80, whilst you only kind of had a very small area to be proven right. So Buck says, hope to God that the Dogs get over the riff. Why? You're an Eels fan. Why? Why do you want the Dogs to be successful? Forward tackle now for the Panthers. They're at the 35. Mitch Kenny to Lindsay Smith, Nathan Cleary, Dylan Edwards, Isaac Tungo, and Tungo doesn't know to pass. He'll be taken out at the 20, fifth tackle. Are you putting Bulldogs on fraud alert if they lose? No. No, because the Panthers are a lot better than the other position suggests. And that's a great take by Stephen Crichton. That's a captain's take, that. Bucks says, the last 4 years has made me hate Penrith even more. Oh, yeah, to be fair, it is a battle of the Western Sydney, and they did beat you in a grand final, I get it. He's supporting the Eels' father. That is technically true, does. Park says, what did I tell you? What did you tell me? What did you tell me? Up to Penrith. Puck, I tipped Penrith. What do you mean? I tipped Penrith in this game. I don't know what... what are you trying to say? You told me. I don't even know what you're trying to say because I tipped Penrith. I tipped Penrith. And Thomas Jenkins will be taken down here at the 30. Tom says, Panthers coming back to make it 6 finals straight and win 5 straight finals. Even as a Panthers fan, you've got to recognise how... that is just not good for the game. I told you I'm agreeing with you. I was going to say, because I was like, mate, I said Penrith win. I said Penrith. And also, why are we all capitalising right now? Why are we screaming? Why are we screaming? We're not watching Cops. Why are we all sweaty? Jimmy James is an Eels fan going for the Dogs. Wasn't around in the 80s. I agree. And Lindsay Smith, 5th tackle at the 44. Jason Paul says, hey bro, are you going to play the rugby league game coming out? Like I'd like to, but I'm in Thailand, mate, and I'll be in I'm gonna go see my dad in Vietnam at some point. So, yeah, no, I probably won't be able to, man. But there'll be plenty of content creators getting around it. Panthers are Def's top 3 this season. Second half is Panthers comeback. The Panthers are not finishing in the top 3, man. Like they'll be on 19 points. They'll be still 5 points behind the Storm and the Warriors. It's just not happening, man. Like the Panthers will be, they're a top 8 team for sure, though. To be fair, this is a Riff versus Riff game. You are right, Brenton. This is a Panthers versus Panthers. This is Penrith versus Penrith. 5th tackle for the Dogs, the 25. Not a good set by any means. 5th tackle, Matt Burton. I'm not getting into this conversation with you about Warriors' downfall. So 7 minutes to go here the game. Please look at more than just one game. I'm not even here to conversate with it. It's ridiculous until we actually see a second game that aligns with the same kind of trajectory from last week. Because again, the Panthers are clearly a pretty good team. So second tackle now, and they'll be at the 40 with 6 minutes 40 to go here the game. So third tackle here at the halfway point. I don't know why bro hates the Warriors so much. It makes no sense. Lindsay Smith at the 40 on 4th tackle. All right, comment in the chat. I want to see everyone comment in the chat. Who wins it from here? Do the Bulldogs find a way to win, or do the Panthers hold it out? It's only a 2-point game. We go back to the left. Nathan Cleary. He'll kick that ball up into the corner. And Jenkins was going for the ball. It was fine, so it's going to be Dogs ball here at the 10. Tom says, how many Penrith players left to go to other teams in the last 4 seasons? Isai Katoa, Stephen Crichton, Vili Bombili Viliamakikau. There's plenty more. There's plenty more. Bulldogs find a way to win. Well, if the Bulldogs lose this game, the Raiders probably go to the top of the table because they play the Knights, and you would assume the Raiders win that. James McPaul said, yeah, Luai as well, Tom. James McPaul says, good teams find a way to win in these games. I don't know if the Dogs are them. Well, we'll see now. Stephen Crichton. Oh, no. Crichton's lost the ball. Yeah, these are very clear signs. You're not fraud alert. Oh, don't challenge it, Dogs. You're not. Okay, no, it's fine. Oh, but Tom Jenkins is down injured. God bless him. Hope he's all right. 5 minutes to go. You hit that thumbs up button and subscribe. Thomas Jenkins is... oh, shit. I nearly just knocked this entire table down. Oh, and now I'm so far down. There we go. Gee whiz. Well, hey, Bulldogs. On the live ladder, you're actually going to move into second this week. You weren't even in the top 10. You weren't even in the top 10, Dogs. But the Raiders, they're going to have a massive fall-off this week. Crazy that if they win, they go from second to last. To a place that I belong, West Virginia. Fraud alert would be if we got pumped. Yes, this isn't a fraud alert. There's no way you're going fraud alert. And also, that would mean I have to put it next to a different team's name, and I don't want to do that. I don't want to do that. So, Brian To'o, he will be 25 metres away from the line. He's lost the ball. Oh, no, it's a penalty. Take the 2, Ian. Take the 2. Take the 2, Ian. Take the 2. I reckon go for the field goal. They are going for the 2, Ian. Oh no, Ian. Oh no. Oh no. So they're going to take a minute and a half off the clock, and they will also get the ball back. It's a very intelligent thing to do here from the Panthers. Anton says draw, please. Why do you want to draw? Why would you like a draw? Well, you expect that this is about to go 10-6. I tell you what, there is not many people at this game, eh? I just saw the crowd again. There is just really not. You know what? To go on with what you just said, James, if good teams find a way to win in these games, don't know if the Dogs are them. If the Dogs find a way to win... No, it's correct call, but if the Dogs find a way to win this game with 3.5 minutes to go, down by 4 to the current back-to-back champions, I will say that I think that the Dogs are the real deal. If they win this from here, I think that if the Dogs can still find a way to win this game from here, that I'll probably. Oh, they are gonna. He's gonna hit the. Oh, dude, that's hit the post. Penrith, that is literally the only. There is 0.01% of things that could have happened from that you would have not liked from Panthers. And the 0.01% was what happened. It hit the post, bounced back in, Dogs with the ball, second tackle. So now I kind of take away the severity of what I just said. But then again, no, if they can find a way to win, how's that 2 points still looking, Ian? How's that 2 points still looking? Ian, you wanted that 2 points to go in because then you could have said it's 4 points the difference. Now it's still just that. Now it's still just that same 2 from the first 27 minutes. Now it's just that same one you didn't like. 2 minutes 53 to go. You wanted that to go in, Ian. It was the second top 4 team they beat if Penrith wins. Okay. So fit tackle now at the 50. 2 minutes 42 to go here in the game. They won't be able to go for a 2-point field goal here. They're going to go to the left-hand side. They've got numbers. 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 Oh, that's going to be a knock-on. That's going to be... Here we go. Dogs going to get the ball again. Yep, Dogs going to get the ball here. 30 metres out. It's going to kind of take away... What are they saying? Are they saying this is a knock-on from the Panthers? Or are they saying... Yeah, who's challenging this? Dogs or Panthers? Oh, they're saying high tackle. Oh, wait, this is a penalty to the Dogs. They're going to call penalty Dogs here. Oh, this is from the sideline. Oh, my gosh. This is from the sideline. This is going to be a penalty. You're going to have to go for the 2. Oh, jeez, that's a hit from Brian To'o. So, the Bulldogs are... That's not a high tackle, I'm sorry. Oh, yeah, like, it's a good contact. Does he actually contact his head? Oh, I just think that's a harsh... I don't think there's high contact there. I don't agree. I don't think that's a penalty. They have to take the 2 here, but I don't agree. I don't agree that's a penalty. Are they not going to go for? So they're not going to go for the. They're not going to go for the 2. Why? So the 2-point field goal's out of play. Okay, sure. Yeah, not high, just a great tackle. I agree, Jimmy James. That was a fantastic tackle there. Anyway, they didn't go for the 2, and now Dogs are going to be 20 metres out. Can't tell if the point of the shoulder hit the head. But it was because... Oh, no, it's a knock-on from the Dogs. It's Panthers ball at 15. Should have gone for the 2. What? I've got to be honest with you. Why the fuck are you not taking the 2 in that situation? I've got to be honest with you. Why on earth? You're down by 2 points with 2 minutes to go. Yeah, it's a difficult kick, but chance the arm. chance the arm in that situation. But also, yeah, ball don't lie. Ball don't lie, because that shouldn't have been a penalty in my opinion. It was a great tackle. Ball don't lie. But I just don't understand why you wouldn't take the 2. Yeah, Andrew would love that decision. Yeah, exactly right, Lucas. It's 8-6, and Ian right now, he's not having a good time. So, 4th tackle. That was awful. Why the hell didn't they take the chance? Like, winners make their own luck. It's like if you want to win the game, you need to be at least tied or in the lead, right? So, considering you're only down by 2, not taking the 2 is just absurd. I know it's hard, but, sure. 51 seconds to go here. The 2-point field goal is back in play. The Dogs now, and it's going to be Jake Kiraz who gets his ball to the 40 on 2nd tackle. 42 seconds to go here of the game. Hit that thumbs up button and subscribe. They got to the left-hand side. It's Maxi King, who's going to be about 47 metres away here from their own line. They will be within range for a 2-point field goal by the end of this. They give it out the back at Galvin. Galvin to Burton. Burton to Connor Tracy. Tracy to Stephen Crichton. Stephen Crichton goes in himself here. Crichton goes in himself, and he'll be taken out of the 25. 4 tackle. The 2-point field goal is now out of range. They're going for the try. 17 seconds to go here. 4 tackle with the Dogs. They give it off here to Bailey Hayward. Hayward gives it out to Matt Burton. Burton steps on the inside. He's going to be taking out 15 seconds. 10 seconds to go here. 15 metres out. This is the last play right now. It's win or bust right now for the Dogs. Bailey Hayward. Hayward out the back here to Galvin. Galvin at the back here to Tracy. Tracy Crichton. Crichton! Over the sideline. The game over. The Panthers win. What a finish. What a finish that was. That is nearly game of the season, that. That's nearly game of the season, that. Well done, Panthers. Well done, Panthers, man. That was probably game of the season. The quality, and you're going to start shitting it, man. You are going to start shitting it, man, because the Panthers are coming. They're going from 17 points to 19 points. They will now be in 6th position. Man, that was the best match of the season so far. Yeah, Ian, how's that 2 points looking? How's it looking? Said wasn't says, I'll wear it. No, you're good. Brenton says, Benjamin said shoulder charge. This guy needs to read the rules. I think Benjamin's just a Dogs fan, man. I think he's just a Dogs fan because some of the things he said today haven't made sense. That's why we take the 2 at 0-0 after 27 minutes. Exactly right, Jack Lewis. Exactly right. Dogs trying to out Penrith defense and strength. Well, Nathan Cleary, that play to get the charge down was spectacular. That is a spectacular play by the GOAT in the game right now. Nathan Cleary is just an exceptional player, and for him to be able to do what he just did, that was really special stuff. That was special. Look, honestly, I think Connor Tracy deserves to have plenty of backing for what he was able to do today. I thought that Connor Tracy was spectacular. Again, Nathan Cleary was able to be the guy that won the Panthers the game in the end. But, gee whiz, what a Thursday night. What an absolute Thursday night. But, guys, obviously hit that thumbs up button. Subscribe if you're new around here. Dasmate says, I hope you toothless morons Centrelink checks don't come. Thanks, mate. Haifa says, who do Thonk is winning? Okay. I'm going to suggest that if you are able to put a bet on, to put it on the Panthers to win 8-6. Yes, that's who I think is gonna win this one. Haifa. That's who I think is gonna win. But guys, tomorrow we have 2 games. So let me just quickly go have a look here at the 2 games that we do have on tomorrow. I don't think they're too exciting, but regardless, we will be here. So Manly play the Tigers at Brookvale, and then Newcastle take on Canberra at McDonald's Jones Stadium. So if the Raiders win that one, man, if the Raiders win tomorrow, they will go to the top of the table. If the Raiders win tomorrow, they will go to the top of the table, and the Dogs will be in Secamundos. But all right, guys, I appreciate you. See you tomorrow. Thanks for watching. Catch you later. See ya.